Finally Friday, April 10th.
We're going to come into the atmosphere at about almost 40 times the speed of sound, and then we will slow down to a 20-mile-an-hour touchdown into the Pacific.
NASA and the Artemis II astronauts are looking ahead to today's splashdown.
The opportunities, I think, are wide open and endless for us right now. It's the start of an exciting partnership.
Saskatoon entering a unique partnership with the Saskatchewan First Nation to encourage health and wellness.
Sounds like the radio back in 94, you know.
And rising country star Zach Top is bringing his cold beer and country music tour to Saskatoon. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Friday.
That's good news off the top for a lot of people who are excited to see Zach Top, hoping he was be at Craven Country Thunder Jamboree, whatever you want to call it these days, and now he's going to be in Saskatoon.
Yeah, we're getting some good music coming to Saskatchewan lately.
And you were at a big show the other night.
I was, yeah.
You were 0 for 4.
Wednesday night, I was at the Price is Right live. I did not get called up. 4th time going, though.
What was the biggest prize that they gave away?
Well, I think the biggest prize that somebody actually won was, I think, $1,300 cash.
Okay.
But they did offer a car in the showcase. No one won it, though. Big shout out to Debbie and Roland, though, who I sat beside, and we were fast friends.
Okay, good. Did they get called up?
They did not, but you know what? We had fun anyways. Debbie was offering us candy from her purse.
Well,
it was awesome.
Purse candy's the best candy. Let's get to news. We begin with this for the first time since crossing the floor. We are hearing from Marilyn Gladu and the Prime Minister, who appeared on the same page.
She will vote with the government if there are votes relating to any aspect of that issue.
100% I agree with what the Prime Minister said. I will vote with the government. I will protect the rights and freedoms of women to choose, for people to be who they are and love who they love.
Okay, so Gladu left many people stunned when she joined the Liberal Party this week after spending a decade on the opposition bench. It was only a couple of days ago that she openly criticized the Liberal Party online. The Prime Minister says he and his colleagues had discussions with Gladu about certain issues before she made the move, and that she will vote with the government on any proposals around abortion and pride rights. The Liberals are now just 1 seat shy of a majority government, with 3 by-elections set for Monday. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is firing back after the Liberals poached a member from his caucus for the 4th time.
Mark Carney is saying is that your vote doesn't count, that he's going to use backroom dirty deals to reverse the election result in countless ridings.
Pierre Poilievre says MPs like Marilyn Gladu, who crossed the floor, should face voters in a by-election. As for what this latest defection means for his leadership, Poilievre says he still has a strong backing in the party. Power bills across the province are going up over the next 2 years, but before the changes are official, SaskPower wants to hear from you. Keenan Sorikon on the feedback.
Affordability concerns were front and center once again Thursday with SaskPower's upcoming rate hike under scrutiny, and it's not sitting well with everyone.
The cost of living is incredible. Give us a break. We can't afford.
SaskPower is obligated to hold meetings and get feedback from the public for any planned rate hike. Electrical bills will rise 3.9% this year and next. That's about $5 a month for an average resident, but far more for northern communities who are having trouble stomaching another added cost.
Look at an urban rate, look at a rural rate, but look at a northern rate in the Northern Administrative District.
Others look to the billions of dollars of future spending and wonder what the future holds as SaskPower plans big expansions to northern mining areas, interties with neighboring provinces, and the cost of going nuclear.
That rate review just seems like the tip of the iceberg of all the issues that I think SaskPower needs to be held accountable for.
SaskPower hasn't raised prices the last 2 years. On top of the large capital spending, maintaining saying its 160,000 kilometers of transmission lines, its many power stations, and the fuel needed to operate all of that has all been getting more expensive.
It's up about $153 million since our last rate application.
But the Liberty says it's time SaskPower looks at new ways to make ends meet for northern communities being bypassed in favor of mining projects.
There's some people that have $6,000, $7,000 electric bills. They can't pay them.
With extensive plans to modernize and expand the grid over the coming years, as well as the rising costs to maintain what it already has, the panel here heard affordability remains the biggest concern, with electrical bills slated to go up 8% over the next 2 years. Keenan Sorakhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Saskatoon's Prairie Harm Reduction is shutting down its operations following a financial crisis. We've been following this for some time. Jeremy Dodge, what's the latest?
Well, Daryl, PHR's board said yesterday, as of 5 p.m. yesterday, all of its service. That includes the supervised consumption site, but also the drop-in center, the support services, and 2 youth homes, all closed. The board says the major financial shortfall discovered last month was more dire than anticipated. Board members would not put an exact number on the shortfall, but said it was in the hundreds of thousands. It says there are still unanswered questions because it cannot afford a forensic financial audit.
The board gets the information that it is presented with, and based on the information that we received, we were not aware of any potential issues prior to early March.
And the board says it has about 70 full-time employees and 50 casual employees that will be affected by the closure. Police are investigating 2 separate deaths in Saskatoon as homicides. The latest happened early yesterday. Police called just before 4 a.m. to the 500 block of Avenue X South for an injured person. They found a 39-year-old man who was unresponsive. Paramedics took him to hospital where he was pronounced dead. No word on how he died. Police also investigating the death of a woman found in a house fire on Good Friday as a homicide. Emergency crews responding to the fire in the 400 block of Avenue I South on April 3rd. While fighting the fire, crews found a 61-year-old woman inside the home. She was declared dead at the scene, and her death is considered the result of foul play. All right, Daryl, there is a job opening at City Hall in Regina.
That's right. Regina's chief financial officer and deputy city manager has resigned. Darren Anderson has given his notice. He started as CFO in January of 2025, just ahead of budget deliberations. During his tenure, council passed tax increases of 7.3% and 10.9%, the 2 highest single-year increases in its history. City of Regina is looking for a developer to build housing in the yards across the train tracks from the city's downtown. The city is looking for a qualified partner to lead a multi-year development of the 17-acre property along Dudney Avenue, turning it from a vacant lot into a vibrant mixed-use district. The city envisioning what they call a complete neighborhood. A federal funding agreement requires the area to include at least 150 housing units and a public park. A request for proposals is open until the end of September. So much for that ballpark or hockey rink they talked about for so long. Let's get over to the Weather Center. Kayleen Sawatsky is back at the helm. What can we expect today?
Well, it's a pretty nice day to start us off here in the Queen City. A beautiful shot live outside at the ledge. We are going to be seeing a bit more sunshine today compared to what we have been seeing in the past few days, so there is some good news there. Winds will be going up slightly this afternoon. Nothing too out of control, though. Right now, they're very calm, coming in at 6 kilometers per hour. Could be seeing some gusts just barely surpassing 40 kilometers per hour later on into the afternoon and into the evening more so. -4 right now to wake us up in Regina. We'll be into those positive temperatures soon. -5 in Saskatoon, a mix of sun and cloud, but still looking like a bright sunny morning to start your day, and winds coming in at 11 kilometers per hour. The radar and satellite is looking pretty favorable as well. Yes, we did see some precipitation late yesterday evening. It seemed to taper off for the most part during those overnight hours and early this morning, so roads shouldn't be too concerning for you. This is current out there, so we're taking a look at those clouds, how we're getting a bit more of that sunshine between Prince Albert and Saskatoon Saskatoon there. Some pockets of sunshine around the Parkland region, but mainly seeing some more of that sun down in the southwest corner to start the day. Into the later parts of the afternoon, we do see some precipitation far up north. That's not going to be too much in terms of any accumulations of it. However, into early tomorrow morning, some more flurries on the way. Again, that is in the north. A larger system making its way in starting Saturday morning and continuing on into the evening hours. On Saturday, again, that's far up north with the snow. Down in the south and even in areas around Saskatoon, we're talking about just a little bit of some drizzle throughout the weekend. This is Sunday about 8 a.m. You can see some light rain expected in areas around Regina, Yorkton, and down through Estevan as well. Today's forecast looking really nice above the seasonal average and a whole lot of sunshine on the way. For Regina, that means 13 degrees, 10 degrees for Saskatoon, 14 degrees for Moose Jaw, and 15 degrees for Swift Current. Cooler through Prince Albert, 6 degrees and 5 degrees expected for Yorkton. 13 degrees for Estevan, though, 14 for Weyburn. So again, it's going to be a fairly nice day, especially if you're waking up with us from southern Saskatchewan. The 7-day forecast looking a lot better in the first half of it as we get into the later parts, especially that Thursday. Next Thursday, expecting some more flurries on the way, and temperatures do take a drop. But through the weekend, things are looking really beautiful. 14 degrees tomorrow, 10 degrees on Sunday, 10 degrees on Monday, up to 18 degrees by Tuesday, and 13 degrees by Wednesday. Things cool off a little bit sooner in Saskatoon, starting on about Wednesday with some flurries on the way, dropping down from 15 degrees to 1 degree and then dropping down to -6 by Thursday. Until then, though, some beautiful temperatures, including 10 degrees for your Saturday and 5 degrees for your Sunday.
Stocks are fluctuating after a 7-day rally as investors look to talks between the U.S. and Iran for signs a fragile truce will hold. Oil was set for its steepest weekly loss in 9 months, and the TSX, Dow, New York Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ have all seen gains in the past 2 weeks on the optimism there is a deal coming to end the war. The Financial Times is reporting Canada is lobbying to be a part of the UK, Italy, and Japan's joint advanced fighter jet development program. It cites unnamed people familiar with the matter. The FT says Canadian government officials tell it that the country aims to diversify defense procurement and grow partnerships with like-minded allies they would hope to join as an observer. Record highs for home prices in Saskatchewan as a shortage of available properties continues to put pressure on buyers. According to the Saskatchewan Realtors Association, the residential benchmark price is now sitting at $374,000, up from $363,000 in February and more than 6% higher than this time last year. Canaccord analyst Kingsley Crane lowering the firm's price target on BlackBerry to $440 from $460, keeping a hold rating on the shares. The firm said it reported a solid Q4, beating on all metrics, including returning cash to shareholders. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right, you two, here's a question that could be quite controversial. Do you like ketchup on your poutine?
Ready for Jeremy?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't like gravy.
Ketchup and pepper.
Oh,
you know
like
this.
gravy.
I don't like gravy.
All right. Well, it's become quite of a debate online, but Heinz is now leaning in. It's unveiled a limited edition Heinz ketchup poutine ahead of National Poutine Day, which is tomorrow. In an online survey, Heinz found nearly half of Canadians are in favor of ketchup on poutine, while the rest are split, with about 30% saying absolutely not and 29% that are on the fence.
Ketchup. You can put it on anything.
What's different about this? What makes this different than any regular ketchup?
I mean,
Great question.
it goes on poutine.
Yeah, it's poutine ketchup.
It's specific for poutine.
Maybe you can watch it with an answer to our question of the day. You get yourself a nice ketchup poutine, and then you curl up with a good movie on National Film Day, which is today.
Yeah, so we're asking you, what is your favorite movie? It's an easy one today, and there's so many different answers that you can choose from. Jeremy, what is your favorite?
It changes from day to day, but I feel confident most days saying that Back to the Future is the most perfect movie ever made.
Good film. I thought we were going to ask least, and I was all prepared to say Titanic 2, which if you get the chance, don't ever watch. It's horrible. It's horrible.
My least favorite is Open Water.
Open Water.
That's my least favorite movie. I think it's
Isn't that a shark film?
Yes, it's completely pointless. No one should ever watch it. Don't get me started.
The Spiral.
But what is your favorite?
Favorite? I don't know. Now he's got Back to the Future stuck in my head. That is a great movie.
For me, it's Father of the Bride 1 and 2.
Okay.
They will make me cry. And Pretty Woman. That was my first favorite movie as a kid, which you shouldn't say, but
that'll do it. Scan the QR code. Let us know what your favorite is. Here's a shot of Saskatoon as you go fill up your coffee cup. We're back in 2 minutes.
Hello, Matt Scooby inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, let's head to St. Louis. Blues hosting the Jets opening period. Dylan Holloway dekes around Connor Hellebuck, has the wide open net, but watch Josh Morrissey get his stick there to prevent the easy goal. Morrissey strong on that stick to make sure the puck doesn't get jammed in. What a defensive effort from him. Good enough to be our must-see moment. And tonight on TSN, the Raptors are back in action against the Knicks. Our coverage starts at 6 p.m. Central. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
It is one of the most brutal yet important moments in Canadian military history. It's the Battle of Vimy Ridge. Dark Hall recently put on a performance honoring that battle and those who lost their lives fighting for Canada. Jacob Carr has more.
And then the barrage lifted, and suddenly they had no more cover. It was just Canadian soldiers and German soldiers. And the Canadians attacked.
A special performance with a mixture of spoken word and music titled Ridge, written and performed by Juno-nominated folk group The Fugitives. According to group member Brendan McLeod, the thought behind the performance was for younger generations to understand the significance of World War I and the Battle of Vimy Ridge.
Trying to really drill down on exactly what happened in World War I from the perspective of the soldiers and how different that is from my experience and what I can possibly do as a human to comprehend it better.
Outside the theater, a display of World War I artifacts put on by the Royal United Services Institute of Regina, with help from the local Royal Canadian Legion Museum.
These were just kids from Saskatchewan, farmers, kids from the city. A lot of them lied about their age to get into the military and go overseas, and what a culture shock that must have been for them.
Loney says of the over 3,500 Canadian soldiers that died at Vimy Ridge, around 400 were from Saskatchewan, and people, both young and old, came to Dark Hall to take in a performance and commemorate each and every one of those brave souls. Remembering their sacrifice is something that one attendee says is lacking in this day and age.
At this time in our history, there seems to be an absence of awareness or understanding of the meaningful contribution that our Canadian forces made, not only in the First War, but in other wars and conflicts.
But one young attendee was on hand to learn about and appreciate this important moment in Canadian history.
Those who fail to learn history are doomed to repeat it. So I feel like if we don't learn about stuff that happened in the past or the mistakes that other people have made, there's no way to learn about it. So we can prevent making mistakes in the future if we learn about other mistakes people have made in the past and preventing that.
Take me back to old Ontario. Let me by my mother's side.
Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the common price, $1.75.9 this morning, but you might find it for as low as $1.54.9. In Saskatoon, the common price, $1.74.9, and you might find it for as low as $1.66.9. In the farm markets this morning, the street price of canola is at $6.52.73 per ton. The futures price, $7.0870 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $2.7859 per ton, and red spring wheat at $2.7056 per ton. The Canadian dollar is up slightly. It's at 72.35 cents U.S. The second round of the WHL playoffs begin tonight. We'll check in with the powerhouse PA Raiders in just a few minutes. Stick around.
Good morning, just about 6:30. The Artemis II crew is returning home, racing toward re-entering Earth's atmosphere ahead of a planned splashdown in the Pacific Ocean tonight. ABC's Gio Benitez leads us off.
This morning, we're just hours away now from the galaxy's most anticipated homecoming. The Artemis II crew set to return to Earth, splashing down off the California coast just after 8 p.m. Eastern tonight, completing their 10-day mission to the moon and back.
We were asked, what are we looking forward to? And I said, splashdown. And it's kind of humorous, but it's literal as well, that we have to get back.
The final leg of the 695,000-mile journey will begin this afternoon. The astronauts will don their spacesuits and reconfigure the spacecraft's cabin. At 2:53 p.m. Eastern, the last trajectory burn to help keep the Orion capsule on course, all in preparation for one of the most dangerous phases of the entire mission, re-entry into Earth's atmosphere.
I mean, I'm going to tell you, it's 13 minutes of things that have to go right. It's more, in my head, about an hour and a half of things that have to go right.
First, the capsule will ditch the bulky service module, which has been providing power, propulsion, and life support for the mission, also revealing Orion's heat shield. That will protect the astronauts from the extreme heat generated by re-entry. A few minutes later, one final fine-tuning of the crew's flight position. Then, at around 7:53 p.m., the moment we'll all be waiting for. Orion entering Earth's atmosphere at about 24,000 miles per hour, nearly 400,000 feet above the ocean, that heat shield withstanding temperatures of up to 5,000 degrees. During the most intense heat, a planned communications blackout. The crew will lose all contact with mission control. 2 rounds of parachutes will then slow down the capsule, the first set slowing the capsule down to about 200 miles per hour, the second to around 20 miles per hour before the final splashdown in the Pacific. After the Orion hits the water, the recovery team moves in. 2 helicopters will hoist the astronauts up and bring them onto a ship where they will be medically evaluated before boarding an aircraft to NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, where they will be reunited with their loved ones and finally get a chance to reflect on that historic ride.
What we really hoped in our soul is that we could, for just a moment, have the world pause and remember that this is a beautiful planet in a very special place in our universe, and we should all cherish what we have been gifted.
Gio Benitez, ABC News, New York.
Incredible stuff. Saskatoon is entering a unique partnership with the Saskatchewan First Nation to encourage health and wellness. Now, the city has signed a contract with the Kakisuwayo-Ochapowace Nation, giving members living in Saskatoon access to city-run recreation centers. Drop-in programming will be available at all leisure centers, outdoor pools, and indoor rinks during the year. The discounted bulk admissions have been purchased ahead of time, eliminating the need for members having to pull out their wallet. And with the deal just hours old, both sides looking at extending it long term.
The opportunities, I think, are wide open and endless for us right now. It's the start of an exciting partnership.
Tyler George, who you just heard from there, hopes the partnership will flourish in the coming years and lead to things like summer employment opportunities for Ochapowace members. The Saskatchewan Marshals Service has reached agreements to work with a handful of Saskatchewan First Nations with the goal of improving safety in the communities. The James Smith Cree Nation is the latest to sign a band council resolution to work with the Marshals. The province says the Marshals Service will collaborate with the RCMP, which has jurisdiction to police the First Nation, and will focus on arresting people with outstanding warrants and address criminal activities facing the community. The Marshals Service has also signed these agreements with Montreal Lake Cree Nation, One Arrow First Nation, and English River First Nation, with an additional 15 expected to be in place by June. The Marshals are hoping to recruit more Indigenous officers to ensure the service reflects the communities that they serve. A former Saskatchewan Lieutenant Governor has passed away. Von Solomon Schofield was Saskatchewan's 21st Lieutenant Governor, serving in the role from 2012 to 2018. Solomon Schofield died in Regina Wednesday after a brief stay in hospital. She was 82. Flags on the Saskatchewan buildings will be lowered to half-mast until sunset to the day of the funeral service. A date for those arrangements has not yet been announced.
Well, I had a couple of chats with her along the way, and I was very fortunate to be at the convocation where she received her honorary degree. And so that was really thrilling to be there to witness that. And she was so proud and so excited to be honored by the University of Regina, which she had graduated from.
Sympathy message can be left on the Lieutenant Governor's website, or books of condolences can be signed at Government House and at the Legislative Building. What a wonderful woman she was. Health Canada has expanded the temporary use of strychnine to more areas in the province. A little more than 200 rural municipalities in southern and western Saskatchewan are now eligible to use the poison to combat gophers until November of next year. The province made the request to expand eligibility after hearing from farmers in those areas, and now the Ministry of Agriculture, along with the Saskatchewan Association of Rural Municipalities, is developing a strychnine stewardship program that will be shared once details are finalized. Information can be found on the government website on your screen. Strikes between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon are ongoing this morning as both sides disagree over whether there is a ceasefire in place. Overnight, Hezbollah says it targeted a northern Israeli town in response to what it called a violation of the U.S.-Iran ceasefire agreement. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, and the U.S. continue to claim there is no ceasefire in Lebanon. Netanyahu has agreed to hold direct talks with Lebanon's government. Peace talks between the U.S. and Iran are set to begin tomorrow in Pakistan. The U.S. delegation will be led by U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has been criticizing Iran's handling of the Strait of Hormuz, which is a key part of this temporary ceasefire agreement. In one post on social media, he writes, Iran is doing a very poor job of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz, adding that this is not the agreement we have. The war between Ukraine and Russia is now on hold, with a ceasefire declared for Orthodox Easter. Russian President Vladimir Putin says he's ordered Russian troops to halt attacks in all directions this weekend. The agreement comes after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky issued repeated calls for a ceasefire, saying people need an Easter free from threats. The truce is set to come into effect tomorrow, but many people in Ukraine remain skeptical it will actually hold. Get ready for some good times and tan lines in Saskatoon.
I sing like a baby. I'm never showing late for work. Oh, I don't.
Rising country star Zach Top is bringing his cold beer and country music tour to SaskTel Center on July 15th. He's bringing Lucas Nelson along for the ride. He's also playing the North Dakota State Fair on July 23rd. Tickets go on sale next Friday at 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. Kayleen, got some great photos yesterday. I want to show you this one. Take a look at Daryl's old homestead south of Norquay. First off, Daryl, great name. That is the exterior, but then he ventured inside the home to take this shot you're about to see of the interior. Says it's looking out from past to present. It's located on an old snowmobile trail, which still has a lot of snow on it. Thank you to Daryl for sharing. When's that snow going to go away is his question.
Wow. Well, first of all, incredible photos. Thank you, Daryl, for sharing. Both Daryls. And if you're wondering when the snow is going away, the melt is happening. We're going to be seeing some really nice temperatures today, slightly above the seasonal average or right around that seasonal average, but still a lot of places in the province going to be seeing those positive temperatures this afternoon. Not quite seeing them yet, however, still seeing a lot of that pink color up north. The cold spot in the province right now is Collins Bay at -12. Of course, it does come down to those decimal points because Stony Rapids is also at -12. It's just that Collins Bay beats them with a -12.9 degrees. -7 though in La Ronge, -6 in Prince Albert, -2 in Hudson Bay. Down in the south, you don't see the Saskatchewan hotspot on this map, but it is Maple Creek, hanging around 2 degrees right now. So we are seeing some of those positive temperatures starting to creep into the province here, but still seeing a lot of those negatives as well. So -3 in Swift Current, -8 in Moose Jaw right now, -4 in Regina, -5 if you're waking up with us from Saskatoon, and -6 in Yorkton. Later on this afternoon, though, take a look at those temperatures. Any snow that you still see outside should keep on melting today. 15 degrees for Swift Current with that sunshine, 14 degrees for Moose Jaw, 13 degrees for Regina, Weyburn, and Estevan. Cooler through the Parkland region, though. Yorkton only expecting expecting to reach about 4 degrees today, 6 degrees for Prince Albert, 10 degrees for Saskatoon, and 11 degrees for the Battlefords. We are also talking about some increasing wind gusts this afternoon and also into the evening hours as well. On the left there in that gray shaded box, you'll see what the winds are actually coming in at. The blue box will talk about the gusts. So you may feel some of them in Regina gusting up to about 45, 47 kilometers per hour. Saskatoon, they'll be just a little bit more calm than that, but still you'll be feeling just a few gusts this afternoon. Now, current conditions out there on the futurecast showing that we're not seeing a whole lot of precipitation in the province. You see just a few light spots in the north. We do see some more precipitation moving in as we make our way into the later parts of the afternoon. That's mainly going to be some rain with just a few flurries up north. We see some more on the way continuing into Saturday morning. A larger system coming with that snow making its way in Saturday morning and continuing all throughout the day into those overnight hours. This is at about 11:45 p.m. on Saturday, and we also see some of that precipitation falling in areas around Saskatoon Saturday morning as well, and into Sunday morning, continuing to see some rain around Regina, Yorkton, and Estevan.
Making new friends can be hard, but soft socializing can make it easier.
Soft socialization is basically choosing events to go to that have low pressure. A lot of them are activities that we love to go to, but we don't feel the pressure to socialize, especially in the traditional ways.
The new trend, taking the pressure off awkward first encounters by pairing meet and greets with activities, from pickleball to mahjong, book clubs, and knitting clubs.
I'm very appreciative because while I went for knitting help, I keep going back because I absolutely love everyone in the group.
Where Hunter Dyson, Amanda Vaught, and Jean Burke developed their special friendship.
It quickly became like one of my favorite groups of people because it was so low key. Like you could show up, there was no pressure. You know, when you're a mom and you work full time, you get really busy. And so it was just a really easy way to meet new people and talk.
We have this really strong bond with each other. We all have the same wants of friendship and community and just a place to sit and relax and not think about what's going on in the world.
There's even new businesses catering to the trend, like the New York-based Happy Medium, where you can select art-based projects from a menu. If you're interested in soft socializing, Dr. Melanie Mills says the first step is just signing up.
So get over the hump, remind yourself that you do have the courage to do it, and I'm telling you, it'll be well worth it.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
He is back for the Pats, though, and now here's a chance as Green Coots on a breakaway.
The second round of the Western Hockey League playoffs begin tonight and will feature an all-Saskatchewan matchup as the Prince Albert Raiders host the Saskatoon Blades. Now, these two teams met 8 times during the regular season. The Raiders won 6 of those. Our next guest will tell you that probably really doesn't matter to him. It's the head coach of the Prince Albert Raiders. Ryan, thank you so much for spending some time with us this morning. If you could, maybe characterize this matchup in your view.
Again, real exciting to play our rivals right up the highway, and we know it's going to be a real competitive series, and any team that makes it into the second round, you're there for a reason. And again, we're just really excited for the matchup, and we know both atmospheres are going to be extremely electric.
Any coach will tell you the regular season series doesn't matter, but fans, it's a nice talking point. Does 6-2 mean anything to you?
No, it's a new season now, and again, it's for us to, again, stick to our process, stick to our habits, stick to our details. We had a great week of preparation and game planning, and just excited to get out there and get it started tonight.
Ryan McDonald is the head coach of the Prince Albert Raiders. They start against the Saskatoon Blades in round 2 tonight. What did you learn about your team in round number 1, Ryan?
Again, in round number 1, guys, you gain experience, you go through different situations, and again, just a group that continued to play the right way, get to our pace, and stick to our details, stick to our habits, and again, get rewarded.
You've been watching a lot of tape on the Saskatoon Blades, I imagine, over the last week and a half. What's jumped off the page to you?
Again, these are two teams you talked about at the start. We played each other 8 times during the regular season. That two teams that know each other extremely well, and again, we're looking at a group that is really scrappy. They're very competitive. They compete right till the end, and really excited for this test.
I haven't looked at ticket sales, but I imagine it's pretty close to sold out. What makes the Art Hauser such a hard place to play when it is packed?
It is. It's electric. Again, I think the fans are so passionate for our group and how they support our team and our players, and it's truly special. And you watch, when you walk around on top as a spectator, and you see people standing on milk crates so that they can see one over another in the standing room side of things. That's what makes it electric in Prince Albert.
I love the third jersey, the new Pirate jersey. I have to get a shirt made with Daxton Rudolph on the back, because he's obviously one of the players that people go and pay money to see. But there's got to be a couple of players on your lineup that you're like, wow, this guy's really emerging in these playoffs. Who's that?
Well, I think you look at our depth down the middle, from Aiden Ordering to Braden Coots, Max Heisey, 19-year-old Evan Smith. On the back end, Justice Christensen, Barrett, Mateus Mann, and then into our young guys, Brock Cripps, Ben Harvey, Connor Howe, who stepped in and done a tremendous job as well too. And our depth, I think we just have a really good mix of 4 lines and 60, and allows us to play them.
Brian, you want those jerseys in the building to be green or black or with the Prince Albert logo on them? How do your fans get tickets and keep them out of the hands of Blades fans?
Yeah, definitely. For us, we're just real excited to get things going on Friday here, and we know it's going to be electric in the crowd, and the guys are really excited to get things started.
We're excited to watch it all unfold. Ryan, thank you so much. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
It's April 10th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Harrison. Today is his 2nd birthday. We hope it's an awesome day. Lots of love from your mom, dad, grandparents, auntie, and uncle. A big happy birthday also going out to Chantel. She's turning 5 today. Your mom, dad, and sisters wrote in, said they love you so very much, and they hope your day is great. Also celebrating today is Papa Steve, turning 77. Your kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids all sending you a whole lot of love for your special day. Enjoy. We also got this photo in our inbox to send a big happy birthday out to Grandma Kay from her favorite child. I hope you know which one that is, Grandma Kay. Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Marion today for her 65th birthday. Lots of love from Jay, Isabel, and the rest of your family. Also marking another trip around the sun today is Willie. Happy birthday to you. All the best with love from Joanne. Marking his 60th birthday is Dan. Happy birthday. We hope you enjoy this special milestone. Love coming your way from Lori and Eric. And turning 12 years old today is Bo. Happy birthday to you. Your grandma and grandpa Fraser sent in this photo of you, and they said they love you very much. Looking forward to the weekend. Now, this very special little boy will be turning 2 years old tomorrow, April 11th. Luca, your mom and dad are sending you so much love for your special day. We hope it's a great one. Tomorrow will also be Emery's birthday. Happy birthday to you with love from your mom, dad, and Avery. Enjoy. On Sunday, Jackson will be celebrating his 5th birthday. Much love coming to you from your papa, Cookham, big brother, Chasen, and little pal Havoc. Also on Sunday, Madison will be turning 24 years old. Have a fabulous day. Lots of love from your whole family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least 1 day in advance.
So did you make smash burgers at home yesterday, Chase?
No, that is only reserved for the patio wagon. I can't do the same thing at home. And 2, when we go and eat them there, it's for charity. So if you missed it yesterday, stop by the patio wagon right until May 3rd. Grab that Whiskey Business Burger, and all proceeds are going to be helping out with that Telemiracle in 2027. And that burger is just Chef's kiss. So good. Don't forget today, too, make sure you're listening to us for 10 straight minutes to get in for Luke Combs in Montreal. Just have to download the free iHeartRadio app, sign in there. 10 minutes of listening. It'll prompt you to enter the contest. Nice and easy. And we want to hear from you today, too. The new show, The Miniature Wife, is out there. Elizabeth Banks gets shrunken down. And the internet is wondering, we're wondering, too, what would be the first thing that you would do if you were shrunk down? Because 99% of it would be terrifying, but there'd be like 1% that would be kind of fun. So what would your first task be? You can text in 54321.
Incessantly. That's what I would do if I was, yes, absolutely. Just panic and cry. Thanks, Chase.
That's fair. That's what I do every day. I don't need to be small for that.
Pink is headed to Broadway. The performer and theater fanatic is set to host this year's Tony Awards. Pink said in a statement, "Broadway has shaped my life and how I put my own shows together," and called stage actors the literal hardest working people in showbiz. The 79th annual Tony Awards take place June 7th. The Royal Ballet's performance of Giselle is coming to a movie theater near you. The tragic love story screens on Sunday and Monday only. Check fathomentertainment.com for locations and showtimes.
The owner's having a little trouble, I guess, and I'm here to clean it up.
Prime Video is expanding its on-screen sign language interpretation. It's now available on 18 more Prime original movies such as Roadhouse and Red, White, and Royal Blue. On-screen interpreters' facial expressions and body language can provide more nuance than captions alone. You can scroll to the accessible movies and TV collection on Prime. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
How's this for an unexpected dancing duo?
Oh my God! Go dance with him! Dance with him!
Oh, Junior turned 4. Surprise visit from Spidey himself. Apparently doing some sort of dance video that I need to find on the YouTubes for my guy.
Look at them go. I love it. Not shy at all, hey?
Not even a little bit.
Oh,
Here he comes.
I love it.
Look at the
Black
strut.
Panther's got swag.
Strutting in spandex.
All right, well, here's another one for you. An ostrich is back home in Thailand after making a bold escape. The pet eventually made it to a nearby highway where he caused a bit of a traffic jam. Adult ostriches are pretty fast. They can run 70 kilometers an hour, but that's still just shy of the highway speeds. He was eventually tracked down about 15 kilometers from home.
Look at him go. Just out for a jog. Just out for his morning jog.
You know what? He gave it his best attempt to flee.
Fine feathered friends. Well, all right. On that note, let's take a time out. Fill up your coffee. We'll be back with your headlines right after this. It's Friday, April 10th.
The drogues have to come out. The main chutes have to deploy. The reefing systems have to cut.
Countdown to splashdown. There's still a lot of work to be done here on Earth to bring the 4 Artemis II astronauts all the way home safe.
100% I agree with what the Prime Minister said. I will vote with the government.
The Liberals' newest MP, Marilyn Gladu, says despite her past, she will align with the government.
If we're going to experience something similar to 2022, the number of sandbags that we're able to produce by that time will be insufficient.
Leaders at a Manitoba First Nation want Ottawa to send troops to help prepare for potential flooding. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Good morning and happy Friday.
Hey, warm-up's finally on the way.
Yes,
any
finally.
Snow I can take my Christmas lights down finally.
Finally. finally, for the weekend, it's going to be beautiful. And then, later into next week, we're going to see winter return again. Oh. But hey, beautiful weekend.
Just won't let go of us. Well, a lot of us have plans to stay inside today and watch Splashdown. And that's where the news begins. Artemis II crew set to embark on its most dangerous phase of the mission, re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. It's going to happen around 6 o'clock our time. It might only be about 15 minutes, but it means breakneck speeds and temperatures nearing half the surface of the sun. Camille Caramali on the step-by-step breakdown.
The first thing that'll happen before the Orion spacecraft hits Earth's atmosphere is losing what's called the service module. Gone are the solar panels, engines, and water and air tanks, leaving just the capsule with the crew inside as it hurtles towards Earth at more than 40,000 kilometers an hour. Air compresses in front of the capsule, creating a plasma fireball. This is the most dangerous part of the entire mission, with temperatures reaching 2,700 degrees Celsius. The spacecraft protected by a heat shield, and the crew inside experiencing controlled temperatures. But the process will make them feel 4 times heavier than they do on Earth. Then, to slow itself down, Orion will deploy 11 parachutes in a carefully planned out order. These chutes slow down the capsule to just over 30 kilometers per hour as it splashes down in the Pacific Ocean just off the coast of California, where a recovery team will greet them. The whole journey from entering the Earth's atmosphere to splashdown expected to take just over 15 minutes. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
Well, for the first time since crossing the floor, we're hearing from Marilyn Gladu and the Prime Minister.
She will vote with the government if there are votes relating to any aspect of that issue.
100% I agree with what the Prime Minister said. I will vote with the government. I will protect the rights and freedoms of women to choose, for people to be who they are and love who they love.
Gladu joined the Liberals this week after spending a decade on the opposition bench. Prime Minister says he and his colleagues have had discussions with Gladu about certain issues before the move was made, and she will vote with the party. The Liberals are now just 1 seat shy of a majority government.
What Mark Carney is saying is that your vote doesn't count, that he's going to use backroom dirty deals to reverse the election result in countless ridings.
Pierre Poilievre says MPs like Gladu, who crossed the floor, should face voters in a by-election. As for what this means, the latest defection for his leadership, Poilievre says he still has strong backing in his party. Top talker in Saskatoon right now is Prairie Harm Reduction. Jeremy, why?
Well, Daryl, Saskatoon's supervised consumption site is ceasing all of its services following a financial crisis. CTV's Stacey Hine now on the decision from the board to close down all of its services effective immediately.
Prairie Harm Reductions will cease all operations.
That announcement that Prairie Harm Reduction will be permanently closing follows a tumultuous few weeks.
It was, I think, one of the hardest decisions in the lives of many of us on the board to make the decision that we did.
The closure comes just weeks after a significant financial shortfall came to light, resulting in the organization's executive director being terminated. Brady Knight wouldn't provide details about the shortfall, only saying it's in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Based on the information that we received, we were not aware of any potential issues prior to early March.
Because of the financial issues, Health Canada pulled Prairie Harm Reduction's exemption to operate a supervised consumption site. The province also pulled $2.5 million in annual funding for its other support services. In a statement to CTV News, the Ministry of Social Services says it paid PHR in full on April 1st to deliver specific services to child and family clients until the end of the month, and was advised of the shutdown a couple of days ago. It says there will be no disruption to youth in PHR's care, as it provided youth housing, adding they will provide alternate care options. The closure also means the 70 full-time employees of PHR will be let go, and the drop-in center and other family support services will no longer be available.
All that we can do at this point is commit to working as much as we can with our community partners, with the various levels of government, in order to make sure the impact on the people who access our services is as little as possible.
Knight says in the coming weeks, the board will try to see if anything from the organization can be salvaged, adding there are still many unanswered questions without the financial means to conduct a forensic audit on its finances. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Errol, back to you. And there is a job opening at City Hall.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in becoming the next chief financial officer or deputy city manager, Darren Anderson is resigning. The city confirming, CTV News reports on Thursday afternoon. Anderson has given his resignation. Started as CFO in January 2025, just ahead of the budget deliberations. And during his tenure, council passed two major tax hikes, 7.3% and 10.9% respectively, two single highest in history. City of Regina also looking for a developer to build housing in the yards. That's the area across the train tracks from the city's downtown. And a lot of people have talked about a baseball stadium going there, maybe a new hockey arena. Well, the city is looking for a qualified partner to lead a multi-year development of the 17-acre property along Dudney Avenue, turning it from a vacant lot into a vibrant mixed-use district. City is envisioning what they call a complete neighborhood. A federal funding agreement requires the area to have at least 150 housing units and a public park. A request for proposals is open until the end of September. U.S. First Lady Melania Trump is now denying any connections to Jeffrey Epstein.
I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time.
The First Lady went on to say she was not friends with either Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, but that it was overlapping social circles. She said the lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. Melania described an email reply she sent to Maxwell as, quote, casual correspondence. First Lady also called on Congress to hold a public hearing centered on survivors of Epstein's crimes. Manitoba's Peguis First Nation is bracing for a repeat of one of the most destructive floods in history in their area.
Consensus on the risk of the severe flooding. Peguis is left with little time to safeguard the community.
Local leadership has been told to prepare for damage similar to those caused by the 2022 floods. That was described as a 1-in-200-year flooding event. The province is helping out with $1 million in funding. Ottawa is sending humanitarian personnel to the First Nation. Its leaders want Ottawa to send troops, and they're asking for the province to help push that request. Saskatchewan is mourning the death of a former Lieutenant Governor. Vaughan Solomon Schofield died at the age of 82. Wayne Mantika on her life and legacy.
Lieutenant Governor Bernadette McIntyre signed a book of condolences at Government House as she remembered Vaughan Solomon Schofield as a friend.
I knew Vaughan from being involved in the community, so I knew her in her role as Lieutenant Governor, and I actually knew her a little bit before that because we have a seasonal cottage at Buena Vista, which is right beside Regina Beach. So I would run into Vaughan, especially in the grocery store over the years, and so yes, I knew and really, really liked Vaughan. She was always so much fun.
Vaughan Solomon Schofield became Saskatchewan's Lieutenant Governor in 2012 and served in the position for 6 years.
And I think she will make a great representative for the province and the people of Saskatchewan.
The former Lieutenant Governor graduated from University in Regina. She came from a business family, with her father, George Solomon, serving as a founder of Regina's IPSCO steel plant and developer of several real estate properties. She later served as president of the family firm.
It was a construction company that they grew exponentially, and that I believe they still own properties, and that the family's very involved in the business. And Vaughan served as their CEO for a number of years.
Vaughan Solomon Schofield was also known for her community work and as a supporter of the military. She was the current honorary colonel of 15 Wing Moose Jaw.
I am also quite looking forward to working with the families of the service people who are here on the base. They sometimes get neglected and forgotten, and they are very, very supportive of the military and of their families, so they need a little bit of support from me as well.
Flags across Saskatchewan will fly at half-mast until after a funeral. The public can express condolences online at the Lieutenant Governor's website or sign a book of condolences at either Government House or the Legislative Building. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Well, she was quite lovely. Let's get over to some more upbeat news. Rising country star is coming to Saskatoon.
I sing like a baby. I'm never showing
Zach Top is bringing his cold beer and country music tour to SaskTel Center on July 15th. He's bringing Lucas Nelson along for the ride. Also playing North Dakota State Fair on July 23rd. Tickets go on sale next Friday, 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. Gotta show you a picture. PETA sent this into our inbox. It's a gainer in training. In between seasons, can't decide if it's spring or winter.
I like that it came up with my name tag as if that was a recent photo of me at the bottom. I look really good there.
You're welcome.
All right, let's turn our attention over to the Weather Center. You see that he's standing in some snow there. That is most likely going to be melting today. We don't have a whole lot of precipitation on the way for the day other than up north. And then the temperatures later on are going to be well into those positives and above the seasonal average. For now, though, still at -4 to wake us up in Regina. A beautiful start to the day, though. A whole lot of sunshine and winds very calm to start the day. 6 kilometers per hour in Saskatoon, -4. Again, mainly sunny to start the day. Just a few clouds and winds coming in at 11 kilometers per hour. We are going to be seeing a slight increase this afternoon. On your left there in the gray box, you'll see what the winds are actually going to be coming in at compared to what we're expecting them to be gusting up to. You can see that they actually do go up quite a bit into the later parts of the afternoon. Saskatoon and Regina could both be seeing winds surpassing 40 kilometers per hour with the gusts there. Futurecast not showing a whole lot to start the day. We do see a little bit of that precipitation up north into the evening hours. About 7 p.m. seeing some snow and rain in areas north of Prince Albert there. Continuing on, though, to look at the rest of the weekend, we do see Saturday morning some flurries still impacting the north. A larger system than making its way in Saturday morning, continuing through into the evening hours and overnight. Also down south around Saskatoon, Swift Current and areas around Assiniboia going to start seeing some of that rain at that time as well. Continuing on into Sunday morning, likely we'll be seeing just a few showers around Regina, Yorkton and Estevan. Today's forecast with those temperatures looking really positive. 15 degrees for Swift Current and 14 degrees for Moose Jaw. The southwest corner of the province likely to be seeing most of that sunshine. 13 degrees expected for Regina, Weyburn and Estevan. Cooler through Yorkton, though, only reaching about 4 degrees this afternoon. 10 degrees for Saskatoon, 11 degrees for the Battlefords, and about 6 degrees currently projected for Prince Albert, and a little bit more of that cloud cover there. 5-day forecast looking awesome. 14 degrees tomorrow in Regina. 10 degrees on Sunday, 10 degrees on Monday, and 18 degrees by Tuesday. We'll enjoy that because after that, we do see them dropping down a little bit. 5-day forecast in Saskatoon also looking really great. 10 degrees on Saturday, 5 degrees on Sunday, back up to 10 degrees on Monday, and some more precipitation on the way for Tuesday. That's coming in the form of some rain, 15 degrees. Following that on the Wednesday, we could be seeing temperatures dropping even more down to about 0 degrees, and that precipitation could be turning to a few more flurries. Don't worry, this time of year they won't be sticking around. All right, here's a look at your rural forecast. Today in Lloydminster, 11 degrees, warmer through Kindersley, 16 degrees, 14 degrees in Outlook with that sunshine this afternoon, and 5 degrees in Wynyard with a mix of sun and cloud. Down in the south, seeing some even warmer temperatures. Take a look at Maple Creek, 18 degrees expected this afternoon with that sunshine, 17 degrees for Leader, 15 degrees in Coronach, and 11 degrees for Carlisle. Just a few more clouds in Broadview, 10 degrees. Let's take a look at Vibank, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. 12 degrees is what we're looking at this afternoon. Sunshine all throughout the day and winds coming in up to 25 kilometers per hour.
Hello, Matt Scooby inside the SportsCenter newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. For it, let's head to St. Louis. Blues hosting the Jets opening period. Dylan Holloway dekes around Connor Hellebuck, has the wide-open net, but watch Josh Morrissey get his stick there to prevent the easy goal. Morrissey strong on that stick to make sure the puck doesn't get jammed in. What a defensive effort from him. Good enough to be our must-see moment. And tonight on TSN, the Raptors are back in action against the Knicks. Our coverage starts at 6 p.m. Central. That's all for now from the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great day.
Friday's been a long week. Let's get some extra good news. A Maryland man working to become the oldest college football player in the country, walking onto the team at age 60. Here's Tom Lamas. Woo.
This is the McDaniel College football team running drills at an early morning spring practice.
Like that, good.
In the middle of it all, number 72, freshman poli-sci major Tom Green, who happens to be 60 years old. The defensive tackle out there keeping up with players 1/3 his age.
My son is 34. I think he's the same age as the coach.
Green always dreamed of playing college football.
I wanted to go to school here back in '85.
But life had other plans. For the youngest of 12 siblings, college wasn't in the cards. He went to work and spent decades building a business and a family. Then came a stage 4 cancer diagnosis.
8 tumors throughout my body, wonderful miracle that, that I'm even here.
It was a wake-up call, and he beat cancer. Nice. Now he's out to beat a different record, on a mission to become the oldest college football player in the country.
I'm going to be 61 in June. So, I'm going to be tying that record.
He joined the team as a walk-on and is also a full-time student. He says he's bonded with his teammates and picked up a thing or two from them as well.
What they're teaching me is a lot of new words.
All part of a new effort, tackling a dream decades in the making.
There you go, JD. There's still time. Call Scott Flory.
Yeah.
Maybe he needs a kicker.
Oh, no. There's no kicking in my future, I'll say that much.
Me neither. It is hard.
Not with that attitude. You gotta be more positive.
Right. Maybe your favorite movie is a sports movie. There's a lot of great ones out there.
Yeah,
we're asking today on National Film Day what your favorite movie is.
Yeah, so with that, we have a lot of great answers that came in. We're going to have to rapid fire these because so many came in. Shawshank Redemption. Brooks was here. It lives in my head rent-free. Karen's saying my favorite movie is Gone with the Wind, another classic. Blazing Saddles.
Couldn't make that movie today.
Michelle B saying The Notebook, always a good one.
When Mongo goes and punches that horse, I laugh every time.
Johnny from Weyburn saying Vanishing Point. Kevin R saying 10 Commandments. We had Darren saying Pulp Fiction, 300, The Godfather, Forrest Gump. There's just too many great ones to choose from. Brooke saying Kubo and the Two Strings, masterful storytelling.
Never heard of that.
Sherry saying it's a hard question.
It's great.
To Sir with Love and Dirty Dancing.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Leanne from Nipawin saying I have 2 favorite movies, The Covenant and Twilight. All of them. Great choices.
Is this
there.
Kim from Moose Jaw? Are you agreeing?
Kim saying my favorite movie is Grease. This might be the only thing Kim and I have disagreed on.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
It was going to come.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Grease. I have my reasons. We don't need to get into all that right now.
I've heard them. It's quite lengthy.
Julius saying Star Wars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. But A New Hope is my favorite.
Okay. There's the answers for today. Scan the QR code that's about to pop up on your screen. That's how you get your answers in for our question of the day. We'll be back with Morning Mystery in just 2 minutes.
Stocks are fluctuating after a 7-day rally as investors look to talks between the U.S. and Iran for signs a fragile truce will hold. Oil was set for its steepest weekly loss in 9 months, and the TSX, Dow, New York Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ have all seen gains in the past 2 weeks on the optimism there is a deal coming to end the war. The Financial Times is reporting Canada is lobbying to be a part of the UK, Italy, and Japan's joint advanced fighter jet development program. It cites unnamed people familiar with the matter. The FT says Canadian government officials tell it that the country aims to diversify defense procurement and grow partnerships with like-minded allies they would hope to join as an observer. Record highs for home prices in Saskatchewan as a shortage of available properties continues to put pressure on buyers. According to the Saskatchewan Realtors Association, the residential benchmark price is now sitting at $374,000, up from $363,000 in February and more than 6% higher than this time last year. Canaccord analyst Kingsley Crane lowering the firm's price target on BlackBerry to $440 from $460, keeping a hold rating on the shares. The firm said it reported a solid Q4, beating on all metrics, including returning cash to shareholders. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
It is time for your morning mystery. All right, Kayleen. Janelle didn't get any right, so it's up to you. Let's get over to our thing today. 3 clues. Clue number 1. The first person to experience one of these was Alan Shepard on May 5th, 1961. Allows a gentler, more controlled return to Earth. All Apollo missions concluded with one of these.
Oh.
What?
Current events, baby.
That you could see at 6 p.m. Saskatchewan time tonight. She's writing. Jeremy's writing. We are done. I don't want to see it. What are you writing a novel?
I don't
Is this
know.
your grocery list for tonight?
No, I don't know.
Okay, splashdown.
Landing from space.
I mean, that technically, you got to give her a half point for that.
Not wrong.
Got to give her a half point for that. The answer at this point is splashdown. Artemis II expected to splash down in the Pacific Ocean at 6:07 p.m. tonight. That was today's morning mystery.
Cool.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the common price, $1.75.9. You might find it for as low as $1.54.9. In Saskatoon, the common price this morning, $1.74.9. You might find it for as low as $1.66.9. In the farm markets today, we find the street price of canola at $652.73 per ton. The futures price at $708.70 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat at $270.56 per ton. The Canadian dollar is up this morning. It's now at 72.35 cents U.S. When we return, details of a new partnership between Saskatoon and a First Nation. Stay with us for the details.
I say good morning. It is 7:30 on your morning. Here's what's making news. Saskatoon entering a unique partnership with a Saskatchewan First Nation to encourage health and wellness. City signing a 1-year contract with Kisaweo Ochapowace First Nation and giving members living in Saskatoon access to city-run recreation centers. Drop-in programming also going to be available at all leisure centers, outdoor pools and indoor rinks. During the year, the discounted bulk admissions have been purchased ahead of time, eliminating the need for members to have to pull out their wallet. And with the deal just hours old, both sides already looking at extending it beyond the 1-year term.
The opportunities, I think, are wide open and endless for us right now. It's the start of an exciting partnership.
Tyler George, who you just heard from there, hopes this partnership will flourish in the coming years and lead to things like summer employment opportunities for OCHAP members. The Saskatchewan Marshal Service has reached agreements with a number of First Nations to improve safety. James Smith Cree Nation is the latest to sign a band council resolution to work with the Marshal Service. The province says the Marshal Service will collaborate with the RCMP, which does have jurisdiction to police the First Nation, and will focus on arresting people with outstanding warrants and address criminal activities facing the community. The Marshal Service has also signed these agreements with Montreal Lake Cree Nation, One Arrow First Nation, and the English River First Nation. The province has reached an agreement with Saskatchewan optometrists. The 6-year deal covers April of 2022 to March of 2028. The agreement for optometry services continues funding for annual eye exams for kids under 18, patients with diabetes, and patients who qualify under supplementary benefit programs. There are nearly 200 registered optometrists in 39 communities across Saskatchewan. Health Canada has expanded the temporary authorized use of strychnine for more areas of the province. Little more than 200 rural municipalities in southern and western Saskatchewan are now eligible to combat gophers with the poison until the end of November. The Ministry of Agriculture, along with the Saskatchewan Association of Rural Municipalities, developing a strychnine stewardship program that will be shared once the details are finalized. Information can be found on the government's website. Police are investigating 2 separate deaths in Saskatoon as homicides. The latest happened early yesterday. Police were called to a home about 4 a.m. on the 500 block of Avenue X South for an injured person. They found a 39-year-old who was unresponsive. Paramedics took him to hospital where he was pronounced dead. There is no word on how he died. A Saskatchewan power line company has been fined $70,000 over an incident involving an employee injury. Hudseth Power Line Construction pleaded guilty to 1 charge of violating Saskatchewan's occupational health and safety regulations in Yorkton Provincial Court last month. It's connected with an incident near Kenora 3 years ago when a worker was seriously injured while working on a power pole. Court imposed a $50,000 fine and a victim surcharge of $20,000. The Middle East remains on edge this morning ahead of this weekend's planned peace talks between the U.S. and Iran, while Israel and the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah continue to trade fire. Now, overnight, it says Hezbollah targeted a northern Israeli town in response to what it called a violation of the ceasefire. This follows an intense wave of Israeli airstrikes on Beirut Wednesday that killed over 300 people, and according to Lebanon's health ministry. Meantime, peace talks between the U.S. and Iran are set to begin tomorrow in Pakistan. The U.S. delegation will be led by U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance. The Strait of Hormuz is a sticking point. The war between Ukraine and Russia is now on hold with a ceasefire declared for Orthodox Easter. The Russian president says he's ordered Russian troops to halt attacks in all directions this weekend. That agreement coming after the Ukrainian president issued repeated calls for a ceasefire, saying people needed an Easter free from threats. Truce is set to come into effect tomorrow. Many are skeptical it will hold. 109 years ago, the Battle of Vimy Ridge began, a pivotal and decisive battle in World War I. More than 400 soldiers from Saskatchewan were killed at Vimy Ridge. A performance in Regina yesterday afternoon titled Ridge strives to tell the story of the battle from the perspective of the soldiers who were there. The songs in the show were those from World War I era soldiers would have sung in the trenches. A Canadian folk group, The Fugitives, blends the music and storytelling along with historical readings.
Then we went to John McCrae's house. He is a soldier who rode in Flanders Fields. And again, I was just struck by all of the situation in World War I, trench warfare, how inexplicable that was to me. And so that kind of opened the door to trying to really drill down on exactly what happened in World War I from the perspective of the soldiers.
This was at Dark Hall in Regina. Now, the Royal United Services Institute was at the event with displays to help tell the story of Vimy Ridge and Saskatchewan soldiers who fought and died there. The Saskatoon Blades and Prince Albert Raiders are gearing up to face one another in the second round of the Western Hockey League playoffs. Coaches and players from both teams in one of the biggest rivalries in the league say they are ready for the battle on ice. Jasmine Peltier to tee it up.
The Highway 11 rivalry has made its way into the playoffs, and excitement is mounting for the upcoming second round WHL playoff series between the Blades and Raiders.
We had a really tight regular season matchup against them, so I'm really looking forward to the games here this weekend and getting after them.
The Saskatoon Blades and the Prince Albert Raiders last went head-to-head in the playoffs in 2024, with the Blades taking the first round series in 5. The last time the rivals met in the second round was in 2019, with the series going to the Raiders in 6 games before they went on to win the WHL title. Prince Albert is Raiders head coach Ryan McDonald's hometown. He knows how big it is to face the Blades in the playoffs.
Now on the coaching staff, being a part of it and being a part of a couple playoff series as well too. And again, 2 great atmospheres, 2 barns that are going to be extremely electric when you go into, and 2 teams that are going to compete extremely hard against one another.
While the Raiders were first in the Eastern Conference to the Blades 6th, the Blades aren't to be underestimated and are ready for a challenge going into Game 1.
But we're a proud group. I think we learned that, and we've been saying it all year, that we can play with anyone in this league when we're at our best.
The Blades have already pulled off a postseason upset, taking the higher-ranked Edmonton Oil Kings to 7 games and claiming the series in overtime. Now, in the second round, facing the Raiders provides that much more motivation.
Every time we play them, we have this fire in us, and it feels real. Like, you really do hate them. You know, you want to beat them so bad.
The highly anticipated second round series starts in Prince Albert, with the first 2 games going on Friday and Saturday at Art Hauser Centre. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Had head coach Ryan McDonald on the program this morning. That is on our website right now if you missed it. Exciting day for the Japanese Prime Minister. She hosted Deep Purple in Tokyo. Japanese Prime Minister Sane Takaichi greeted them with open arms, saying she hasn't always admired the band. She is a hard rock and heavy metal music fan and an avid drummer in her college days. Check that out. Told the band's drummer, "You're my god." The band is set to perform a number of shows in Japan starting tomorrow night. Imagine, I don't know if I could do it. You meet your favorite musician or singer and you get up and sing or play in front of them. That
no.
takes them. That
Did you see her going on those drums? That's really impressive.
Got to be good to get, yeah, absolutely.
All right, that put a smile on my face this morning. Let's turn our attention to the weather picture. That's also going to put a smile on your face today if you are looking forward to some positive temperatures. Not quite yet. It's still the beginning of the day. We're still seeing a bit cooler of that start. However, it's going to be really improving later on into this afternoon. Stony Rapids at -11 right now. Our cold spot in the province is Collins Bay at -12.3. -7 though in La Ronge, -6 in Prince Albert, and -5 in Melfort. Down in the south, we were talking about that hot spot last hour being Maple Creek at 2 degrees. Temperatures have been fluctuating. It's gone back down. Maple Creek is now at 0.6 degrees, although still our hot spot for this hour. -4 in Swift Current, -4 in Regina and Saskatoon. Also at -4 is Wynyard, and -3 right now in Estevan. Later on in the afternoon, though, we are going to be seeing a whole lot of sunshine. Saskatchewan, 6 degrees for Prince Albert with a few more of those clouds. But other than that, looking down towards the south, we're seeing a lot of that sunshine. 15 degrees in Swift Current, 14 degrees for Moose Jaw, 13 degrees expected for Regina, Weyburn, and Estevan. Cooler through Yorkton, 4 degrees, and Saskatoon expecting that high of 10 degrees. Also talking about those winds going up this afternoon. Saskatoon and Regina could be seeing those gusts surpassing 40 to 45 kilometers per hour. Other than that, though, it's really going to be a very nice day. We're talking about that sunshine. You can see a lot of that in the southwest corner of the province to start the day. Into the afternoon hours, we do see a bit of precipitation making its way eastward through northern Saskatchewan. It does come with some rain and some flurries. Into early tomorrow morning, we see that system developing a bit. It's growing slightly, bringing more of those flurries instead of the rain. We also see another larger system impacting northern Saskatchewan into Sunday. That's 12:15 a.m. Some rain at that time around Saskatoon, Swift Current, down through Assiniboia as well. Into Sunday morning around 8:30 a.m. Regina, Yorkton, and Estevan could also be seeing some of that rain. The 5-day forecast looking absolutely beautiful, though. 18 degrees by Tuesday with a mix of sun and cloud in the weekend. Also looking gorgeous. It's going to be a great weekend to get outside. Winds are going to be fairly moderate, not going to be bothering you all too much. In Saskatoon for the 5-day forecast, we do drop off slightly on Sunday. So Saturday is the best day to get outside, where we're expecting that 10-degree high. 10 degrees again on Monday. Some rain on the way for Tuesday, 15 degrees. And we do see temperatures dropping off after that with some more flurries likely. So get outside in the next 5 days. Enjoy this while we can.
His coach in all the land is Mark McConkey's in studio because they got a couple of great events coming up with the Regina Rams and you need to know about. One of them's for kids and the other is for everybody and the whole family, and that is spring camp. Mark, congratulations on a great season last year. I know it didn't end the way you wanted it to. Let's look ahead to this year, though. How is recruiting?
Yeah, it's been a great year recruiting. Again, we got most of the guys we wanted to, and now we're excited for spring camp. This is the first time all the new signed players can come practice with us, so it really kicks off our 26th season.
What do you want people to see when they come out to watch your spring camp happen?
Yeah, it's an exciting time. Just see all the new players, see how we do things. Even practices are kind of fun to come watch. And I know our scrimmage on the Sunday, May 3rd, always has a barbecue and a kids area for them. So come check it out and see kind of the new talent that we've brought in.
Brought in a guest coach who is universally loved in all of the CFL. Luke Wilson is the Super Bowl champion with the Seahawks. Why bring in Luke, and what do you hope he's going to share with your players?
Yeah, he's been great. Obviously, we brought him in through our connection with our coach, Brett Jones, who played obviously with him and knows him from the NFL times. And yeah, we're excited to have him. And he's excited to come learn. He's like, I just want to be a fly on the wall. I want to come guest coach, help with tight ends and O-line, and sit in on meetings. And just he's going to talk to the players. We got an event with Luke. And yeah, we're excited to have him. And I know there's a lot of buzz about him coming here. And that's what it's all about, just to create some excitement during the non-season time.
And that evening is going to be that ticketed event where people can come and hear from Luke. And he's going to have a panel of people to talk to and some of the alumni, some of the great minds from Regina Rams past.
Exactly, yeah. And the best part is we're doing it on campus this year at Innovation Place, and it's Friday, May 1st, and there's still tickets available. I know a lot of the premium tickets have sold out, but we still got other tickets available. And there's going to be guys like Mark Mueller, Josh Donnelly, Bob Poley, some Grey Cup champions, the guys that have played for the Rams. So it's going to be a fun night and a good night of conversation, and probably some Molson products.
Fun for you to see some of those people come back to the program, and a lot of them are around all the time. Like Mark's all around.
Exactly, he's around too much, but yeah, I like to have Josh back and Mueller, and just like those guys are such great speakers, and people love them. And again, we're proud for what they've done as Rams alumni to go coach in the CFL, and they're obviously doing a great job. So we're excited to have them back and share some stories, and yeah, it'll be a fun time. Mark
and Larry are always around the program, and Mark, in fun fact, will not come on this program unless he's allowed to make fun of Larry. That's an interesting. You also have something special for the kids, flag football.
Yeah, so we're running a Luke Wilson flag football camp on the Saturday, May 2nd, and I think we got about 150 kids are signed up already, and it's going to be pretty cool. Like, again, our Rams camps are normally really fun, but now you add the factor of Luke Wilson coming, an NFL professional, former NFL player, and yeah, we're just excited to have him out, and it's going to be a good time.
How do you sign the kids up? What are they running through in the course of the day?
Yeah, you just go to cougarsandrams.com. You can sign up there, and it's just like a fun skills drills and about a 2-hour camp. And yeah, it's going to be like you're going to try every position, and we're going to keep it very basic. So if you've never played football before, that's okay. You don't need to be a high-level flag football player or tackle football player. It's for everyone. And yeah, it's going to be a really good time.
Mark, thanks for coming out to the studio this morning. Regina Rams website, you can get those tickets. And the spring camp all happens on campus starting in May.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Club's 66 Social Dance is on April 10th at 7:30 p.m. It's being held at the Regina 55 Plus Community Center on the 2100 block of Winnipeg Street. For more information, you can call 306-529-6381. The New to You garage sale is on April 10th and 11th. It's being held at the Lakeview United Church on the 3200 block of McCallum Avenue. For more information, you can call 306-591-0221. The Supper and Live auction is on April 11th at 5 p.m. It's being held at the Kipling Rec Center, and for more information, you can call 306-736-3085. And the Old Time Dance is on April 11th at 6 p.m. It's being held at the Hazel Dell Recreation Center, and for more information, you can call 306-547-4284. You can submit your event to our community by visiting our website at ctvregina.ca and clicking Community Calendar.
It's April 10th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a big happy birthday going out to Harrison. Today is his second birthday. We hope it's an awesome day. Lots of love from your mom, dad, grandparents, auntie, and uncle. A big happy birthday also going out to Chantel. She turns 5 years old today. Your mom, dad, and sisters wrote in and said they love you very much and hope your day is great. Also celebrating today is Papa Steve, turning 77. Your kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids all sending you a whole lot of love for your special day. Enjoy. We also got this photo in our inbox to send send a happy birthday wish out to Grandma Kay from her favorite child. I hope you know which one that is, Grandma Kay. Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday wishes also going out to Marion today for her 65th birthday. Lots of love from Jay, Isabel, and the rest of your family. Also marking another trip around the sun today is Willie. Happy birthday to you. All the best with love from Joanne. Marking his 60th birthday today is Dan. Happy birthday. We hope you enjoy this special milestone. Love coming your way from Lori and Eric. Turning 12 years old today is Bo. Happy birthday to you. Your grandma and grandpa Fraser sent in this photo and said they love you very much. Looking forward to the weekend now. This very special little boy will be turning 2 years old tomorrow, April 11th. Luca, your mom and dad are sending you so much love for your special day. We hope it's a great one. And tomorrow will also be Emery's birthday. Happy birthday to you with love from your mom, dad, and Avery. Enjoy. On Sunday, Jackson will be celebrating his 5th birthday. Much love coming to you from your papa, Cookham, big brother, Chasen, and little pal Havoc. Also on Sunday, Madison will be turning 24 years old. Have a fabulous day. Lots of love from your whole family.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
What's the big plan for the weekend, Chase?
Honestly, nothing, and I am so excited for it. That hasn't happened in like a year, so no. Very, very happy with that, just chilling, relaxing. Today we're talking about some walk-up songs, though. Probably going to be watching a little bit of baseball over the weekend here, and Blue Jays fans have launched a petition because, well, they're not feeling Dalton Varsho's walk-up music. It's Alex Warren's Ordinary, and it feels like he should more so be doing like a contemporary dance piece instead of going up there to hit a home run. So a petition was launched earlier this week for him to change it, and they're hoping that that could kind of inspire the rest of the team to do a little bit better this season. So we're asking you, what would be the ultimate walk-up song? If you are suddenly very good at baseball, you're picking your song, what would it be? You can text over to 54321.
It's the weekend that festival fans have been waiting for. Coachella kicks off Friday in Indio, California. Sabrina Carpenter and Justin Bieber are headlining for the first time. Other acts include The Strokes, Karol G, David Byrne, Iggy Pop, Devo, and Addison Rae. But there's no need to go to the desert. You can watch the whole festival live on YouTube. The Tony Awards are usually hosted by Broadway stars, but this year's Tony host is Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominee Pink. The chart-topping singer will do the honors at the ceremony in New York on June 7th. In a statement, Pink calls the gig, quote, the honor of an entire lifetime. The nominees for the Peabody Awards have been announced, and in the entertainment categories, the nominees include TV shows The Pit, Pluribus, Heated Rivalry, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Dying for Sex, Andor, and Adolescence. The winners will be revealed at a May 31st ceremony in Los Angeles.
Are you curious, Daddy?
And happy birthday to actor Haley Joel Osment. The Sixth Sense star turns 38 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
All right, baseball fans going to a game in Atlanta better bring an appetite if they want to eat this. So this is called the Bat.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it features 2 pounds of beef patties, braised short ribs, crispy pork belly, melted cheese, crunchy onions, lettuce, tomatoes, and a fried egg. That's all in a brioche bun that will surely be fighting for its life.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's also, it's running for about $44 American, which is $60 Canadian. Would you buy it? Just to say you've tried it.
How would you eat it? You need a fork and a knife for sure.
And you share it with the family, right? $60 for feeding the whole family? That's not
I hope so.
that crazy.
$60, you have to think. I would love to see if somebody could pay $60 for that and eat it all in one sitting themselves.
Was that the Atlanta Braves? Was that the team? Was that the team? I only know
Atlanta, yeah.
I only know one Atlanta fan, and that's Angel Blair. I'll have to see if she's in the market for a big old cheeseburger.
Massive burger.
Oh, wow. She and Ryan could never finish that. Let's go to an ostrich back home in Thailand after making a bold escape. This is the fastest animal not on wheels. Look at this thing go. Caused a bit of a traffic jam. 70 kilometers an hour they can run. It was apprehended a little while later, not issued a speeding ticket because it wasn't quite going highway speed.
Oh my gosh. You know, you said fastest land animal not on wheels. What animal is on wheels, Daryl?
All of them.
all of those animals are on wheels.
I know somebody's thinking, boy, have you ever heard of a cheetah before? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I messed up. Time out. Let's reset. We'll give you a view of the outside world. We'll be back with your news headlines in just a couple of seconds. Stay with us. It's Friday, April 10th.
We're going to come into the atmosphere at about almost 40 times the speed of sound, and then we will slow down to a 20-mile-an-hour touchdown into the Pacific.
Big day for Artemis II. Splashdown coming later today, the last leg, but also the riskiest of the mission.
The opportunities, I think, are wide open and endless for us right now. It's the start of an exciting partnership.
Saskatoon entering a unique partnership with a Saskatchewan First Nation to encourage health and wellness.
Sounds like the radio. Back in 94, you know.
Exciting news for country fans. Zach Top is coming to Saskatchewan. When, where, and when tickets will go on sale coming up. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning. My name is Daryl.
My name is Kayleen. Happy Friday.
Big concert town all of a sudden, the province. My goodness.
All of a sudden.
Chance the Rapper's coming?
Noah Cyrus is coming.
I didn't even hear about that.
And that one's Saskatoon's getting Noah Cyrus, and I'm gonna have to make
Saskatoon gets all the shows.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there, guaranteed.
The Rock the River looks like a great lineup. Like, my goodness, we got some great stuff coming up. I can't wait to see what they do for the one here at the Queen City X. Let's get to news. Splashdown. Are you gonna watch this tonight?
Absolutely.
Splashdown is coming. 10-day Artemis mission coming to an end today when the astronauts will splash down off the Pacific coast near California.
When the mission goes well, it can look like flying to the moon is easy. It certainly is not.
Now, today's re-entry is considered to be one of the riskiest parts of the mission. The capsule will be coming through the Earth's atmosphere at about a speed of 40,000 kilometers an hour. Friction is going to create great heat. If splashdown goes well, it'll all happen just after 6 o'clock our time off the coast of San Diego.
This is nothing short of a miracle. It is incredible that we can go out and do this, that we can play with gravity, that we can target around the moon, that we can send 4 humans in a spaceship 250,000 miles from home and bring them back.
So here's a look at the Orion spacecraft heading toward Earth. NASA officials say there is a long checklist to go through. You want to know what that is? We're going to turn things over for that. Happening 6:07-ish tonight for the full breakdown of step-by-step what's going to happen. Here is Camille Karamali.
The first thing that'll happen before the Orion spacecraft hits Earth's atmosphere is losing what's called the service module. Gone are the solar panels, engines, and water and air tanks, leaving just the capsule with the crew inside as it hurtles towards Earth at more than 40,000 kilometers an hour. Air compresses in front of the capsule, creating a plasma fireball. This is the most dangerous part of the entire mission, with temperatures reaching 2,700 degrees Celsius. The spacecraft protected by a heat shield, and the crew inside experiencing controlled temperatures. But the process will make them feel 4 times heavier than they do on Earth. Then, to slow itself down, Orion will deploy 11 parachutes in a carefully planned out order. These chutes slow down the capsule to just over 30 kilometers per hour as it splashes down in the Pacific Ocean just off the coast of California, where a recovery team will greet them. The whole journey from entering the Earth's atmosphere to splashdown expected to take just over 15 minutes. Kamal Karamali, CTV News, Toronto.
That mission winds down. Astronaut Christine Cook was sharing what it was like to spend 10 days in space with her crewmates.
This sense of teamwork is something that you don't usually get, like, as an adult. I mean, we are close, like brothers and sisters. 100%. And that that is a privilege we will never have again.
1,507 miles.
The 4 Artemis II astronauts work and live together in a capsule about the size of 2 minivans. You think you don't like your roommates now? Think about that. For the first time since crossing the floor, we're hearing from Marilyn Gladu and the Prime Minister, who appear to be on the same page.
She will vote with the government if there are votes relating to any aspect of that issue.
100% I agree with what the Prime Minister said. I will vote with the government. I will protect the rights and freedoms of women to choose, for people to be who they are and love who they love.
All right, Gladu left many stunned, and she joined the Liberals after spending a decade on the opposition bench. Here's a reaction from Pierre Poilievre.
Mark Carney is saying is that your vote doesn't count, that he's going to use backroom dirty deals to reverse the election result in countless ridings.
Poilievre says MPs like Gladu who crossed the floor, and there have been a handful of them now, should face voters in a by-election. As for what this means for the latest defection for his leadership, he says he still has strong backing in his party. The Liberals are making a heavy push to win one of those by-elections in Terrebonne, Quebec specifically.
Liberals in Terrebonne historically has been kind of like wearing a Leafs jersey at the Bell Center. It's just not something that you see.
So that riding is in suburban Montreal. It's traditionally gone to the Bloc Québécois, but the Liberals managed to flip the seat briefly after winning that by 1 vote in the last election, but the result was overturned, and the by-election is now on. With 3 by-elections happening on Monday, the Liberals don't need to win Terrebonne to gain a majority, but experts say winning the riding will send a message about the party's support in Quebec. Power bills across the province are going up over the next 2 years, but before the changes can be made official, SaskPower wants to hear from you. Keenan Sorikhan on ways to get feedback.
Affordability concerns were front and center once again Thursday with SaskPower's upcoming rate hike under scrutiny, and it's not sitting well with everyone.
The cost of living is incredible. Give us a break. We can't afford.
SaskPower is obligated to hold meetings and get feedback from the public for any planned rate hike. Electrical bills will rise 3.9% this year and next. That's about $5 a month for an average resident, but far more for northern communities who are having trouble stomaching another added cost.
Look at an urban rate, look at a rural rate, but look at a northern rate in the Northern Administrative District.
Others look to the billions of dollars of future spending and wonder what the future holds as SaskPower plans big expansions to northern mining areas, interties with neighboring provinces, and the cost of going nuclear.
The rate review just seems like the tip of the iceberg of all the issues that I think SaskPower needs to be held accountable for.
SaskPower hasn't raised prices the last 2 years. On top of the large capital spending, maintaining its 160,000 kilometers of transmission lines, its many power stations, and the fuel needed to operate all of that has all been getting more expensive.
It's up about $153 million since our last rate application.
But the Liberty says it's time SaskPower looks at new ways to make ends meet for northern communities being bypassed in favor of mining projects.
There's some people that have $6,000, $7,000 electric bills. They can't pay them.
With extensive plans to modernize and expand the grid over the coming years, as well as the rising costs to maintain what it already has, the panel here heard affordability remains the biggest concern, with electrical bills slated to go up 8% over the next 2 years. Keenan Sorikhan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Thank you, Keenan. Over to Jeremy Dodge with more on Saskatoon's Prairie Harm Reduction, shutting down operations, JD.
Yeah, it's following that financial crisis that came to light about a month ago, Daryl. PHR's board says as of 5 p.m. yesterday, all services, and that includes the supervised consumption site, the drop-in center, the support services, and 2 youth homes, all closed. The board says the major financial shortfall discovered last month was more dire than anticipated. Board members would not put an exact number on the shortfall, but said it was in the hundreds of thousands. It says there are still unanswered questions because it cannot afford a forensic financial audit.
The board gets the information that it is presented with, and based on the information that we received, we were not aware of any potential issues prior to early March.
Prairie Harm Reduction also says it has about 70 full-time employees and 50 casual employees, all of them impacted by this closure. Police are investigating 2 separate deaths in Saskatoon as homicides. The latest happened early yesterday. Police called just before 4 a.m. to the 500 block of Avenue X South for an injured person. They found a 39-year-old man who was unresponsive. Paramedics took him to hospital where he was pronounced dead. No word exactly on how he died. And police are also investigating the death of a woman found in a house fire on Good Friday as a homicide. Emergency crews responding to the fire in the 400 block of Avenue I South April 3rd. While fighting the fire, crews found a 61-year-old woman inside the home. She was declared dead at the scene, and her death considered the result of foul play. All right, Daryl, there is a new job opening at City Hall in Regina.
That's right. The CFO has stepped down. You can read all about that story right now on our website. And then we'll turn to the gold heist in Toronto, Jeremy. A man involved in that massive gold and cash heist at Toronto's Pearson Airport has now been sentenced to 4 years in prison. A little extra FaceTime for Jeremy. I like that. The 44-year-old was given 40 years to pay back $22 million in restitution. Police called that incident that happened in 2023 the largest gold heist in Canadian history. The flight arriving from Switzerland had a cargo shipment containing 400 kilograms of gold, valued at more than $20 million at the time, as well as about $2.5 million in foreign currency that was later reported missing. Police in Edmonton are on the lookout for someone who made off with 65 grand worth of goods, all while wearing a Spider-Man mask. That theft happened 2 weeks ago, just south of Edmonton. Police say the thief dropped in through the roof using the neighborhood store that was empty, using the neighboring store rather that was empty. Store's owner says about $65,000 worth of cigars, vape cigarettes were stolen. The person also took off with cash. In addition to the mask, police say the suspect was wearing a yellow jacket and gloves. If you have information, contact police. Exciting news in Montreal for Canadian fans. Cole Caulfield became the first Montreal player to score 50 goals in a season in 36 years, if you can believe it. The Canadians beat the Lightning 2-1 last night. Let's get over to the Weather Center. Kayleen Sawatsky. We got snow, and then we got it nice, and then you said it's going to snow. Well, make up your mind.
I'm trying to make up my mind. I just like to keeping you on your toes, you know, throwing a little rain here, a little snow there, some nice sunshine every once in a while. And that is today. Take a look outside this morning in Regina over the beautiful ledge. You can also see Mosaic Stadium in the background there. Just a gorgeous spring morning. Get outside and enjoy it, everybody. We're at -1 now, so we have warmed up slightly. 4 km/h winds, so very calm out there to start the day. It would be an excellent morning to get outside for a nice walk. -2 in Saskatoon. A few more clouds there, but still seeing a good amount of sunshine. 11 km/h winds. Those are going to be increasing into your afternoon hours for both cities, likely surpassing 40 km/h with those gusts late into the afternoon and early evening. Radar and satellite also looking pretty ideal for the start to the day. We did see some precipitation mostly yesterday late in the afternoon, early evening, but other than that, roads should be pretty good this morning. We're not really accounting for a lot of covered roads or anything like that on your commute. We are talking about a little bit of precipitation, though, not in central or southern Saskatchewan, but up north. We're talking about some rain and some flurries into the evening hours tonight. Then we're talking about overnight. We do see most of that moving into the snow, and then that's going to push off into Manitoba. We do see a larger system coming in from Alberta, though, again, mainly impacting northern Saskatchewan with that snow. Down south, though, overnight and into early morning on Saturday, we're going to start seeing some of that rain down south. So it starts in the south corner around Swift Current there, then it moves southeast around Estevan. Going to be seeing that rain, the Parkland region around Yorkton and Regina as well. This is at about 8:45 a.m. on Sunday. Should be pushing away mainly for Sunday afternoon. Today's forecast, though, looking really nice, especially down south. Swift Current expecting about 16 degrees. Maple Creek is expecting 18 degrees this afternoon. 14 degrees for Moose Jaw with that sunshine. sunshine, 14 degrees in Weyburn and 13 degrees in Estevan. Cooler through Yorkton, 4 degrees, but we're still seeing a good amount of sunshine there. 10 degrees for Saskatoon and 6 degrees for Prince Albert. So a great day to get outside and enjoy this beautiful Friday. A few more clouds expected tomorrow for Regina, but it is getting slightly warmer, 14 degrees. 10 degrees on Sunday, 10 degrees on Monday, 18 degrees by Tuesday. That's going to be an awesome choice also to get outside. 13 degrees on Wednesday, and a few more flurries on the way on Thursday as we see those temperatures drop. As for Saskatoon, we are seeing a nice weekend ahead. 10 degrees tomorrow, 5 degrees though on Sunday, back up to 10 degrees on Monday, and some precipitation back on the way mid next week, starting on Tuesday with some rain, continuing on to Wednesday and Thursday with some flurries.
Let's take a look at this day in history. April 10th, 1998. UK and Irish governments signed the Good Friday Agreement in Belfast. It ended most of the violence of the Troubles in Northern Ireland. April 10th, 1825, Hawaii's first ever hotel opened its doors. 1825. How about this? April 10th, 1912, RMS Titanic set sail from Southampton for its first and final voyage.
In case you missed it, Chicago White Sox fans praying for their team to make it back to the MLB postseason have a fellow fan in a high place. That is, of course, Pope Leo, famously a White Sox fan. And now the team's honoring him with a White Sox-themed papal hat. Yes, it will go to all fans who buy a special seat in a specific section of the ballpark for a game in August, in the middle of summer. Doesn't seem like this hat will be very comfortable.
I was going to say, does it breathe?
I was going to say, is it allowed?
Yeah.
Is the Pope allowed to switch that out? I don't know all the Pope rules.
Oh. When you see the price, you're going to say, holy cow, and you're going to buy a regular hat. Question of the day. The White Sox were a focus of a feature film, 8 Men Out. So maybe on this National Film Day, that is your favorite movie.
No one said that one.
No one said that one.
No one said that one.
It doesn't
seem. We got some love for Dirty Dancing earlier on in the show. We also had some more Patrick Swayze love coming on the screen here.
I agree.
Home Alone is great from Lori. Sean saying Super Troopers. We had Donna from Yorkton saying Pitch Perfect, all of them. Bailey saying Lord of the Rings, all of them will always be my fave, but Treasure Planet is a close second.
Happy birthday, Bailey.
Margie saying Ever After, The Notebook, and Top Gun Maverick 2. Ron saying 10 Commandments.
10 Commandments is a long movie. That's a commitment.
Yeah.
To sit there and watch that.
Yeah.
That one came in a couple times, though. Cindy saying Field of Dreams, one of the best. And Lois saying, my husband says Vanishing Point, the original with Barry Newman. And I like My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Although at the beginning of this segment, I said that Patrick Swayze was getting some more love. I must have forgotten to put it on. But someone did say Ghost.
Okay.
They wrote in and said Ghost with Patrick Swayze. I'm disappointed that one didn't make its way up because I love that movie.
Big fan of the pottery scene. Thanks for participating. We were talking to Sask Parks when we come back about reserving your campsite this year.
Nurse practitioners are echoing the concerns of their patients about Saskatchewan's healthcare system, particularly when it comes to women's health. This, as the province looks to keep up a high recruiting pace. Damian Smith has the story.
Healthcare for Saskatchewan women continues to be a dilemma, leading many to turn to nurse practitioners.
It's way more complex than people think of how to fix the issue because it's broken.
And as a private practitioner, Yi says the public system has gaps in the number of providers available, as well as time constraints due to short doctor's appointments. Yi offers hour-long appointments, which she says allows enough time for patients to voice all of their concerns and create a plan.
They're telling them these huge symptoms of extreme pain, issues in their cycle, mood issues, hormone changes, and they're not being heard. They're being completely normalized.
Health Minister Jeremy Cockerill says appointment lengths are up to individual practitioners.
Physicians are compensated under a variety of different models in the province, whether they're on a contract or on a fee-for-service basis. Really, appointment lengths are up to the individual practitioner.
In early March, the province opened up another round of nurse practitioner intakes in search for primary care for patients. That deadline passed in late March.
This is not a either or. This is an and conversation that we need to have in our province. We need more physicians and we need more nurse practitioners. I think that's exactly why we've seen a lot of interest in expanding the role of nurse practitioners, but also the availability of nurse practitioners in the province.
According to Cockerill, recruiting nurse practitioners will ensure that every Saskatchewan family has access to a primary care provider by the end of 2028. The latest provincial budget has set aside funding for additional nurse practitioner contracts and is putting $1 million towards a pilot project to enable select NPs to hire additional primary team members to increase access for patients. Damien Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Monday's the big day. If you're a camping enthusiast like Robin Capizzi, our next guest from Sask Parks. Robin, what happens on Monday?
Monday, we kick off our campsite reservation launch. And so Monday is seasonal campsites. Extremely popular product for us, but we've added over 50 new sites this year. So there are more available. I want everybody to know that. I think our campers will be excited to hear that. So that's what we kick off with Monday. Tuesday to Friday is our nightly reservation launch. And so those will be those sites that you can book nightly. We'll also have swimming lessons available and picnic shelters, day use facilities, that sort of thing during the other days of the week.
Okay, so this is just like signing up for swimming lessons in Regina. You got to get up at a certain time and you got to be hammering the keys. So give us some cheat codes. Get us in there.
Here's the cheat codes. You need to be on your account this week or on the weekend, making sure that you know your password, making sure your username works. If you don't have an account, please set one up. That's really important. You want to be logged in before 7 a.m. on a Monday through Friday. And you want to refresh your browser right at 7 a.m. The other tip that I myself use is use that favorites button. So you can go on the reservation site ahead of time. You can favorite your top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sites. And then when you get to reservation launch, once you've refreshed your browser, you're in the queue or in the site. When you hit the site, you can go to the little heart, and that's favorites, and you can grab that site and put it directly in your cart. And that is just a really efficient way to try to get the site that you're really attempting to get during reservation launch.
What's most popular? Which areas?
Oh, there's a slam dunk for that one. That's Cypress Hills. That's our busiest park, attracts the most people. Obviously, one of the most unique landscapes in the province. Just a very special place.
Okay, so Robin, that leads me to my next question. What's the hidden gem? Where should people be discovering this year?
So I will talk about Cypress Hills because that's really cool. They have the conglomerate cliffs there. So that's a glacial formation that's pushed up gravel and different sort of pieces of the land to make these beautiful cliffs. And then you can look out over the landscape and look over the forest. I mean, we know that Cypress Hills is known for those lodgepole pines. So incredible there. Also, kind of a hidden gem would be, I don't think people understand the beautiful beaches at Meadow Lake Provincial Park. I think most people know about the ones at Good Spirit, but this is like white, powdery white sand beaches, just absolutely beautiful. So highly recommend that as well.
People have their pens out. They need that website. Give it to us.
Yes, parks.saskatchewan.ca. Please log on before 7 a.m. and refresh your browser.
Robin, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you. Take care.
8:28. Good morning. Thank you so much for being with us. Canada's job market rose slightly last month. The data released by Statistics Canada shows the government gained 14,000 jobs in March. This comes after a loss of more than 100,000 in the first 2 months of the year. The unemployment rate is unchanged at 6.7%. This is the Bank of Canada's last look at job data before its rate announcement, which happens on the 29th. Saskatoon is entering a unique partnership with a Saskatchewan First Nation to encourage health and wellness. City signed a one-year deal with the Kankisuwayo Ochapowace Nation, giving members living in Saskatoon access to city-run recreation centers. Drop-in programming will also be available, outdoor pools and rinks during the year. Discounted bulk admissions will save them time, and they're already looking ahead to extending the one-year deal.
The opportunities, I think, are wide open and endless for us right now. It's the start of an exciting partnership.
The person you just heard from there hopes the partnership will flourish in the years ahead and lead to maybe some summer employment opportunities. Saskatchewan Marshal Service has reached agreements to work with a handful of Saskatchewan First Nations with the goal of improving safety in the communities. The James Smith Cree Nation is the latest to sign a band council resolution to work with the Marshal Service. The province says the Marshals will collaborate with the RCMP, which does have jurisdiction, to police the First Nation and will focus on arresting people with outstanding warrants and address criminal activities facing the community. The Marshals Service has also signed these agreements with Montreal Lake Cree Nation, One Arrow First Nation, and English River First Nation, with an additional 15 expected to be completed by June. The Marshals are hoping to recruit more Indigenous officers to help better reflect the communities they are serving. The Saskatchewan Lieutenant Governor Von Solomon Schofield has died. She was the 21st Lieutenant Governor, serving from 2012 to 2018. She died in Regina Wednesday after a brief stay in hospital. She was 82. Flags on Saskatchewan buildings will be lowered in her honor. The date for funeral has not yet been announced. Manitoba's largest First Nation is bracing for a devastating spring flood. Forecasters have told Peguis First Nation to prepare for flood levels as high as 2022, when thousands of people were displaced and hundreds of homes were damaged. Jeff Keel reports.
Peguis First Nation says they're up against it as they brace for a wave of destruction.
There is consensus on the risk of the severe flooding. Peguis is left with little time to safeguard the community.
Peguis leadership says provincial forecasters have told them to prepare for a 1 in 200-year flood like the one in 2022, when there were hundreds of evacuees and homes damaged. And 4 years later, the First Nation says more than 500 people are still displaced.
It looks like we're on our way to that level if we look at the snowpack that is out there.
Peguis has started preparations of their own, but they say they need the Canadian Armed Forces in to help with engineering work and sandbagging.
If we're going to experience something similar to 2022, the number of sandbags that we're able to produce by that time will be insufficient.
The First Nation wants the province to push Ottawa for the military assistance. Manitoba's infrastructure minister says the province is stepping up with $1 million for equipment and operations, and the feds are sending in a not-for-profit humanitarian organization to help.
Primarily made up of folks that are like ex-military, emergency service first responders. They have experience in other significant disasters.
Peguis is prone to flooding every few years. Beyond this season, there is the long-standing question about a permanent solution, like a ring dike or diversion. The minister says a study is ongoing.
There's a lot of engineering work that still has to happen, and those are the details we're working out.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
The shell of a Volkswagen Beetle that has been perched atop a mountainside near the town of Squamish, BC. We've told you about this. It's finally been taken down. The dramatic removal happening yesterday when a helicopter swooped in to lift it off. Yasmin Gadam reports.
After a week of trying to figure out how to get the prank car down from the mountain, it appears it was a success. The helicopter came in, connected the bug, and then slowly lowered it from the mountain.
The helicopter came, we hooked it up, and then they dropped it here at the Sea to Sky gondola parking lot.
The split-out red VW bug had been hanging from the side of Peguis Mountain when workers at the site first noticed it last Monday morning. While no one has taken credit for the stunt, a similar car has been used in past pranks linked to UBC engineering students.
Initially, we didn't know how it was rigged. We didn't know how it was, attached to the rock. So we did have some concerns. It's over, there's power lines nearby, there's a highway nearby, there's trails.
The dramatic removal of the car Thursday morning required a lot of planning and preparation, with a crew of 5 people getting it ready for liftoff the day before.
Once we'd secured it, made it safe, put some wheels on it so we reduced the friction as we hauled it up. It was just a relatively simple matter of hauling it 50, 60 feet back up to the top of the cliff, getting it into a clear area where it could be bagged and long lined out by the helicopter this morning.
Crux Trades, a contracting company, saw the ordeal on the news and decided to help out for free.
We live and work in this community, and it was important for us to have the opportunity to give back into the community.
The area has now reopened, and the car behind me will soon be brought to a junkyard to be disposed of. Yasmin Gandham, CTV News, Squamish.
Chinese research icebreaker called Snow Dragon has returned to Shanghai after a 160-day Antarctic expedition. The mission faced complex ice conditions, rough seas, strong winds, and extreme cold as they conducted a series of surveys, 61 sites across key parts of Antarctica. The team says the expedition achieved new breakthroughs in scientific research, autonomous equipment testing, international cooperation, and more. The Saskatoon Blades and Prince Albert Raiders are gearing up to face one another in the second round of the WHL playoffs. Here to tee it up is Jasmine Peltier.
The Highway 11 rivalry has made its way into the playoffs, and excitement is mounting for the upcoming second round WHL playoff series between the Blades and Raiders.
We had a really tight regular season matchup against them, so I'm really looking forward to the games here this weekend and getting after them.
The Saskatoon Blades and the Prince Albert Raiders last went head-to-head in the playoffs in 2024, with the Blades taking the first round series in 5. The last time the rivals met in the second round was in 2019, with the series going to the Raiders in 6 games before they went on to win the WHL title. Prince Albert is Raiders head coach Ryan McDonald's hometown. He knows how big it is to face the Blades in the playoffs.
Now on the coaching staff, being a part of it and being a part of a couple playoff series as well too. And again, 2 great atmospheres, 2 barns that are going to be extremely electric when you go into, and 2 teams that are going to compete extremely hard against one another.
While the Raiders were first in the Eastern Conference to the Blades 6th, the Blades aren't to be underestimated and are ready for a challenge going into Game 1.
But we're a proud group. I think we learned that, and we've been saying it all year, that we can play with anyone in this league when we're at our best.
The Blades have already pulled off a postseason upset, taking the higher-ranked Edmonton Oil Kings to 7 games and claiming the series in overtime. Now, in the second round, facing the Raiders provides that much more motivation.
Every time we play them, we have this fire in us, and it feels real. Like, you really do hate them. You want to beat them so bad.
The highly anticipated second round series starts in Prince Albert, with the first 2 games going on Friday and Saturday at Art Hauser Centre. Jasmine Peltier, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Rising country star is coming to Saskatoon.
Sounds like the radio back in 94, hook the speaker up.
Sounds just like 94, doesn't it? For some of you out there who know that year. Zach Top bringing his cold beer and country music tour to SaskDale Centre on July 15th. Lucas Nelson is the opening act. Tickets for this go on sale Friday, next Friday, not today, 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. A lot of people were hoping he would be at Country Thunder, Saskatchewan, so this is nice to see him in a venue close to home. Keelan, what's going on in the weather out there? I have to wear grippers.
It's a great day. We're starting the day with some nice temperatures out there. A lot of places still in the negatives for now. Things will be warming up very shortly here. Winds are calm to start the day, and as we take out a look out at this radar and satellite, we see not a whole lot, which is great. Great news, especially if you need to travel on any of those highways for your commute this morning. Things are looking pretty good. Roads are just very seasonal to start the day. Futurecast showing not a lot of precipitation for central or southern Saskatchewan this afternoon. We are seeing that very small system you see up north, though. That's coming with some rain, freezing rain, and some flurries. The system is going to grow slightly as it moves off into Manitoba, but that's heading on into Saturday morning. Again, we're just talking about mainly sunny skies for today in Saskatchewan, especially for central and southern parts of the province. As we move into overnight on Sunday, and we're talking about some more of that snow that's coming for far up north, some rain on the way for areas down in the south, might be coming with some freezing rain as well, some more snow over in Alberta. We're not going to be seeing a whole lot of that, though, moving into southern Saskatchewan. We're just talking about a little bit of some light drizzle for our weekend in the south. Current temperatures out there showing -11 in Stony Rapids, -5 in La Ronge, -8 in South End, and -5 in Melfort. 0 degrees to wake us up in Spiritwood and Hudson Bay. Down in the south, we're seeing some improvements, including in the southwest corner where some areas are already into those positives. 1 degree in Kindersley, Swift Current, and East End. -1 still through Assiniboia and Moose Jaw and Regina. -2 to wake you up in Saskatoon right now. And 0 degrees in Weyburn and Estevan. Later on into the afternoon, temperatures above that seasonal average, so that's nice to see. 16 degrees for Swift Current, 14 for Moose Jaw and Weyburn, 13 degrees expected for Estevan. Again, a whole lot of sunshine on the way this afternoon. 4 degrees, though, through Yorkton, so a little bit cooler there. 6 degrees for Prince Albert, 12 degrees expected for the Battlefords, and 10 degrees this afternoon for Saskatoon. In Regina, we are seeing a slight improvement tomorrow, meaning winds calming down slightly in terms of those gusts, and temperatures going up to 14 degrees. 10 degrees on Sunday. A few more clouds, though, on that day. 10 degrees carrying us through to Monday as well, and up to 18 degrees by Tuesday. In Saskatoon, 10 degrees on Saturday. We are dropping off slightly on Sunday to 5 degrees with a few more clouds. Then back up to 10 degrees on Monday. Some more rain on the way for Tuesday as we get back up to 15 degrees.
Welcome back to this week's countdown of your top 5. I'm Chase from Pure Country 92.7. Starting us off, he's down a couple spots for his first appearance on the countdown. Luke Combs, number 5, Days Like These. Brock Phillips making his entry into the countdown at number 4 with Something Else. New album out this week, Ella Langley, Choosing Texas, down another spot to number 3.
Choosing Texas, I can tell.
Luke Combs making his second appearance, a big jump for this one, landing him at runner-up with Sleepless in a Hotel Room.
Sleepless in a hotel room.
And Justin Moore, time's a ticking, his MCL tearing this week too, but he says it's okay because at least he's number 1 on our top 5 countdown.
Time's a ticking.
Thanks for counting them down with us this week. Catch all of these and the rest of your favorites on Pure Country 92.7. You can find us with the free iHeartRadio app.
Stay away from people like me.
But you've read the diary. How can you keep doing what you're doing?
This is from the 2007 movie Eastern Promises from celebrated Canadian filmmaker David Cronenberg. It's part of the Spotlight series curated for National Canadian Film Day, which is coming up on April the 15th. And joining us today is one of the co-founders, Jack Bloom. So first of all, good to see you again.
Good to see you. Always a pleasure to chat at this time of year.
Yes, well, it is exciting. It is an exciting time for film fans, and I think Canadians of many different stripes and vocations. But first of all, how long has this been going on, and why did you and your wife Sharon Corder start this event?
This is our 13th year. We've been showing Canadian film in high schools since 2005. 5. But then one year, this is a wacky story, okay? One year, we were starting to branch out nationally, and we saw that we had school events in Vancouver and Saskatoon and PEI. And we said, I joked, National Canadian Film Day. And then we had this animated thing that was sort of cool, and I asked Cineplex if they'd put it on screen, and my friend Michael Kennedy said, sure, what are you promoting? And I said, National Canadian Film Day. And I went home and I told Sharon, we're doing National Canadian Film Day. She said, what's that? I said, I don't know. You have to figure that out. And that year in 2014, we had 70 screenings across the country, and we thought we were heroes. And last year we had more than 1,800 screenings.
What is the Spotlight series, and is that what you're limited to in terms of watching this year?
Okay, so first of all, any Canadian film on National Canadian Film Day is legal. No one will arrest you if you want to see any Canadian film, and we will help you see any Canadian film. But the Spotlight film helps people focus because there's so much really to choose from. So the Spotlight series that we curate just sort of narrows it down a little bit. And Sharon's idea this year was that, last year, it was all elbows up, right? We were all really still kind of reeling from the situation we found ourselves in. And then we were asking ourselves, well, what happens after elbows up? Now it's a little harder to understand. It's not as clear, but what is clear is Canadians understand that we need to build a stronger country. We need to hold together. We need to unite more.
When I think of Canadian films, it's such a vast array and variety of films. I think of The Grey Fox. I think of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Scanners, Juno, and of course, Meatballs. And we want to say thank you. I didn't even get the chance to talk about Black Rover, Black Christmas, but thank you so much.
First of all, tell your viewers there are lots of screenings in Saskatoon. There are lots of screenings all across Saskatchewan. Go to canfilmday.ca, plug in your town, and find a screening.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, and thanks again for helping us celebrate Canadian film.
Happy National Canadian Film Day.
The same to you, Jack. Thanks again.
The truth is, these are not very bright guys, and things got out of hand.
All the President's Men opened in theaters 50 years ago this week.
How much can you tell me about Deep Throat?
How much do you need to know?
Do you trust him?
Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford starred as the Washington Post reporters who broke the story of the Watergate scandal, which ultimately led to the resignation of U.S. President Richard Nixon.
And when is somebody going to go on the record in this story?
The movie is credited with a surge in journalism school enrollment, and it defined the look of newsrooms and newsroom movies for decades.
And then she comes back and says, I don't even know Woodward.
Mr. Woodward, Ken Clausen calling back. I've just talked with the librarian.
Yes, sir?
She denies that the conversation with Mr. Bernstein ever took place, and she said
So why do you want this job?
I just really enjoy being a housemaid.
She's the best-selling author behind more than 24 novels, including the wildly successful Housemaid series, turned blockbuster film, starring Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Billy.
But for years, Frida McFadden has been living a double life. Like one of her characters in her thrillers, she hides, writing under a pen name and wearing a wig in public to disguise her true identity. Now, this morning, in an unexpected plot twist, she's revealing who she really is to USA Today. Dr. Sarah Cohen, a Massachusetts physician specializing in brain disorders. Cohen saying, I'm at a point in my career when I'm tired of this being a secret. I'm tired of people debating if I'm a real person or if I'm three men. I have a real identity and I don't have anything to hide.
Readers have known that she has had this kind of double life, like a Hannah Montana double life as a doctor and also as a writer. She was doing these two jobs at once and she didn't want them to overlap. But it turned into a secret that was way bigger than she ever expected to.
The 45-year-old saying she created her pseudonym to avoid conflicts with her hospital work, telling USA Today, "My whole goal was to keep it a secret until I was ready to step back from my doctor job." Now Cohen says she only works as a doctor once or twice a month. But in an interview with James Patterson last year, she said she still feels like a bit of an imposter as an author.
I still don't feel like a writer. So like when people ask me what I do, I always kind of default to doctor. And when I say like I'm a writer, it doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm kind of making it up.
Cohen assuring her fans she's still the Frida McFadden they all know and love, saying, "I feel like I've shared the real me all along. I've always been genuine with my readers."
Dr. Emmett Brown was not just Marty McFly's salvation in Back to the Future. He helped inspire a whole generation of real-life science nerds.
And that's right. This morning, we're meeting one remarkable young science kid who may soon crack the code of powering a flux capacitor without the plutonium. Here's ABC's Danny New.
Hey guys, learning which I'm the science kid here, and have you ever wondered why we get paper cuts?
For Sean Adechobi of Georgia, he's pretty much always been old enough to teach adults about science.
So, Sean, how old are we now? 12?
Well, 11 going on 100.
You're 11 going on 100.
Over the past few years, Sean has picked up more than 1 million followers on social media while sharing his love of science.
Today you are going to learn about the heart.
Starting when he was around 5 years old.
Ever since I was a kid, I've been more in the biology sector, but now I'm shifting towards a mix of biology and physics.
Maybe not surprising to hear, but Sean is also a bit of a genius. This past year, this now 11-year-old skipped from 6th grade to 9th grade, which he and his mother Eunice do not seem surprised about.
At 3 years, he was 2nd grade level.
3 years old, he was 2nd grade level?
Yes. We got to know he could read at 9 months, so that's kind of where the journey started.
However, despite Sean's advanced intellect...
Did you know that you produce 1 to 2 liters of saliva daily?
He says it's very important to him to keep science accessible. He never wants to sound like...
Actually, I've made the most prestigious discovery in science ever. Instead of actually educating people, you're just bragging about your brain. This is your brain, and this is your heart.
So even with his increasing workload, Sean is continuing his mission to spread his love of science, with his sights set on reaching college by 13. Meanwhile, most of us have already long forgotten what we learned in high school.
What is the equation for kinetic energy?
K equals... Oh, boy.
Sean told me his dream school is Stanford, and he also told me our stomachs have a layer of mucus that replenishes itself every few days. Isn't learning fun? In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
So many takeaways. First and foremost, Danny should probably be the next Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, isn't learning.
2, when I was a kid, you're still a kid. You are 11, young man. My goodness.
Yeah, when I was in 4th grade, I made a functioning heart out of a pop bottle for a science fair.
Look at you.
And I didn't win.
That's impressive.
Yeah, there you go.
Robbed.
We can't all be that fella. Let's get to our sidebar for this Friday. Would you like to relive any of past science fair glory before?
Yeah, actually, a girl named Simone won, but her dad did the whole project for her.
Can you prove it?
My friend Jessica and I, we worked hard to make a heart out of a pop bottle, and we didn't win. And our parents wouldn't help us at all. Every time we were like, "Can you help us, Mom and Dad?" They were like, "Learn from a book."
Now that we've aired our grievances, let's show you an adorable face in a zoo in Belgium. This baby golden snub-nosed monkey was born on March 17th. He's going to also get help from his parents in his science fair.
Well, look at him, la-di-da.
The little one's being cared for tenderly by his mom. They're native to central and southwestern China. I've never seen one before. They're beautiful.
Oh my gosh, look at how cute he is.
Pretty.
Look at it, swinging from tree to tree.
Oh, okay, that's really cute.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better about my 4th grade science
They
fair.
don't need a pop bottle heart.
Yeah. All right. The Terry Fox Foundation has launched this year's limited edition merch for the 2026 Terry Fox Run. Take a look. This year's collection celebrates communities Terry ran through across Canada. It draws inspiration from classic concert tour merchandise. Every purchase supports cancer research in Canada. So it's a great cause to support.
There you go. Get out,
I really want to
your
get one of
merch.
these.
There you are.
Yeah.
Food doesn't come more farm to table than maybe this. It's a museum in London, Jeremy, giving visitors a chance to learn about dirt. This isn't just any dirt. It's special dirt collected samples from 44 countries, exploring the history of people, eating earth, health, ritual, and culinary purposes, and so forth and so on. There you go. You can learn a lot from tasting the dirt.
All right.
Try anything once.
Yeah, just once though, probably not twice.
Probably not twice. Here's a look at some of the hardworking folk that make this show possible, including already on vacation producer Nathan.